Welcome to the Charlton Planning Board, February 18, 2026. It is 7 p.m. We've got a good agenda, but I did want to mention that there are a few items that have been continued to other meetings. If anyone is here or interested in the decommissioning bond for NextEra Energy, that's been continued. Public hearing for GM Properties LLC, otherwise known as The Villages, the multifamily, that's been continued. And Ponacan Hill subdivision plan modifications has been continued. No one left yet, so all right, everyone's here. Otherwise, good. So we have a discussion on the Moreland Realty Trust property, and then we have 3 A&Rs, JDH Realty, Jeek property, and the McNeil and Sons property, and then a review of Trolley Crossing Road building elevation plans, and the CARE multifamily Trolley Crossing Road. Anyone here from CARE for the Trolley Crossing Road? Are they supposed to present? Yeah, okay.
Well, it's not 7:20 yet, so.
Yeah, all right, good. So, right, why rush it? All right, well, we have some discussion about a site plan review waiver request from Moreland Realty. Thank you for being here, Mr. Kozowski. Tell us, what is your request?
Well,
what has changed since?
Well, it's just basically a temporary, it's not gonna be a permanent building or anything, the property's still for sale, and so it's just like on a yearly lease, so, it's just to put storage containers and, employee parking and the business trucks on the site.
Yeah.
What kind of business?
Seal coating, these are the guys here.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
asphalt maintenance.
how's it going? It's an asphalt maintenance company, yeah. So it's all materials and stuff are stored in the units. So there's nothing, no outside materials, construction materials kind of left out in the open, and everything's stored in the containers, and that's why we have 6 of them. We also keep all of our equipment stored in the containers as well. Once the off season rolls around and we winterize them, we just put all our trailers and stuff in there too. So that's kind of the reason for the units.
Do you need power and water and gas and propane and compressed air? And
Not currently. When or if we do need compressed air, say to fill up a tire, we can just put a generator there, to do that quickly. But we don't really have the need for a shop where we need water and the guys kind of just show up there to work every day. They park their cars, they get in the work trucks, they take the work trucks, they service the work, they come back, grab their cars, they go home.
Would there be, what type of sanitary, are you gonna have porta potties there or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd have porta potties on site, so obviously there's a bathroom there for the guys to use. We don't have an exact service plan for how long they get service, but it would be obviously every other day or weekly that they get service, and
Is there power to the lot now? Is there
No.
a drop out there? Nothing?
No.
Yeah. Okay. And no well?
No well. There's a water main coming in from the town, but there's no water in it.
Right.
They put a new one though when they did the road, so.
Did they?
Yeah, they must be planning on it someday, hoping.
Is that where the little swale is, right between the 2 poles? Like, is that where they came in with that? The water?
Yeah, it's right out level area, so just like 10 feet off the asphalt.
Yeah.
There's no water in it anyway. But
Yeah, right. There's no water in it anyway, right? You need to get water in that thing.
Well, they don't really need it for this business. I mean,
No.
someday.
He hasn't been saying that forever.
Yeah.
Some future business, it'd be good,
Right.
Different department.
Yeah, different meeting.
They're down the hall.
Would you have to go with the state for a cut-in for the road or for a driveway?
Well, but we've been driving in there for 25 years, and, you know, they just did all the roads
No,
through
I
there.
understand, but where the business would be in there, I don't know if you'd have to check with the state. I don't know whether it be in one divided highway or not.
Well, the divided highway makes it better because you only go one way when you come out.
Yeah, no, I
There's
understand,
no
I'm not
questions.
saying, that'd be a plus in this case.
Yeah, probably you can see on Mike Andre's picture that he's right there right on the front. You can see where there is a asphalt, temporary asphalt going in right there.
Yeah, I go by there, but
Yeah. You know, and Mike had some question about water running into the road, but he was looking at the old picture here at the end of his thing where there was
Yeah.
still bankers there. So, you know, and grass. I mean, if the state thought they needed grass there, they would have did it when they did the road here.
yeah. I guess the only thing, of course, as far as I know the asphalt coating business or anything, would there be like a berm or something you'd be putting around the trailers or something, so it doesn't go down the back into the wetlands down there, or?
I mean, there could be whatever's, needed. I don't think it's really needed, as we're gonna have the trailers hooked up to the trucks, and the trucks are gonna be in park every day. It's not gonna be detaching the trailers and
Oh, I don't think it's gonna be, but, something could happen, something could leak, that's,
right, and that's, I think, as simple as us putting chalk blocks behind the wheels before we leave for the day and making sure things are smooth there.
Like I say, but it's just a gravel yard basically
Yeah.
too. So.
Any other comments from the board? We do have the Graves Engineering feedback dated February 17th, so just in time for this meeting, you've received that?
Yeah, I just
You've
received
reviewed
it today.
All right. Any comments from that?
And there's still a lot of things that are missing on the plan.
Yeah.
Do you have a list of waivers that you,
What's that?
is there a full list of waivers that you're looking for, or?
Well, for the site plan review, what do you want?
Right. I mean,
It's new to me too, and I asked
Yeah.
anybody had used this bylaw before, and
Yeah.
they said no, so, like I say, I talked to Kurt about it, he said, well, just put this in with these things here,
Yeah.
because I asked Jane, do we need copies of anything or what, and I couldn't really get any answers on anything really,
Yeah.
That's why,
Well, I didn't want you to make copies
Yeah,
of
I
it
know.
until the plan
Yes.
Yeah.
was reviewed by the board.
yeah, we'll review and make that decision tonight. Thanks for at least getting us this, and appreciate that. So we have something to work on. From my understanding, reading through the Graves review, he has a couple of things, numbered 1 through 5, that he's picked up on. Consent from Alpha Omega Engineering, who did this print, to reuse the print. This was done for a different site plan.
this
use.
was done on that
Yeah.
when the site was
Yeah,
leveled,
just-
and, that's no problem, because I work with him all the time, I see him today,
All right. Yeah.
so.
Good.
And, and like I say, the main thing is on 5, he is worried about water draining back to Route 20 because he is using the old street view here that still had the bank in there and everything.
Yeah, so he asked for the approval from Alpha Omega, the plan with the different district boundaries. It's between A and CB Community Business. Some description of the site contains, like, what is the site use? And verbally, I hear it. That's the kind of stuff that we look for in a site plan, about hours of use, the access. He mentions in his number 4, like you mentioned, Bob, the DOT driveway access, and then in number 5, the drainage plan, to make sure it doesn't get onto Route 20.
So this is you keep saying temporary, how long is temporary? 2 years, 10 years, 20 years?
We don't know.
30 years?
The property is for sale. You know how property's on Route 20.
No.
I mean, if somebody wants to buy that piece of property to build, they build in there, they have 1 year, Because basically, when anybody else goes to buying a permit, it's a year before they get started always too, you know, so,
So I guess that's, it's a question for me is how long is temporary? I mean, if it's something that's, it could, temporary, it could be 20 years. And at that point, it starts to get a little bit long for a temporary plan. And so, I mean, is this something that we could set a 1-year limit on it and come back in front of the board again another year and take a look at it and make sure it's, or 2 years or something like that? I don't know how other.
Yeah, I
it's-
like
It's,
proposal. So we
I'm leery about approving something as temporary without knowing how long temporary is.
yeah, well, like a 2-year plan review or something, and with the renewal.
Something like that. You know, if it goes longer than 2 years, it may require a little bit more of a site plan and drainage work and stormwater and things like that.
Yeah. There's,
I think that works for us too.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
completely fine with us.
Yeah.
Where are you guys now?
Right now, we run out of my personal home,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're just growing and need a place to work
Yeah,
out of.
so this will be the first
Um,
commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think too for us, if say temporary is 2 years, and then we're like, okay, well, great, now it's time for us to buy the property, and we're there in 2
Yeah.
years, then great.
Right.
Or maybe it's time for us to move on. But I think a 2-year review is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could make it, one, that may be a proposal, and it's contingent on the site, the use not changing. If something else happens and you start, building a structure or renting out a structure to 3 different businesses, that's a whole
Right,
different thing.
yeah.
That would
yeah,
strike the.
I can see if you're gonna build a permanent structure, you
Yeah.
gotta do the sidewalks and
Yeah.
stormwater management, but
Yeah,
this is gonna be, if they don't go there, it's gonna be the same stormwater that's there now. Nothing's gonna change.
so do you see any site work required even to satisfy this? Any leveling, grading, stones thrown in, anything?
Not really, it's
Yeah.
pretty much graded. They said they would put down some asphalt grindings if necessary, but it's a good gravelly materials, because if you take like the other lot between Coaticook and the truck stop, 90% of their yard is gravel there, they never have a problem, because that's a gravel material, you have a whole side through there.
Yeah, I think it'd kind of be a play by ear thing. I mean, there's like you said, there's gravel there now, and we need to
Yeah,
move
we
it.
wouldn't put anything that the water would be able to go through, just if there was a problem with mud tracking.
Right.
And fuel? Just
Signs?
Probably fuel, storage
Fuel-
Yeah,
on site.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like fuel storage as far as
For the equipment, for the trucks?
yeah. So obviously all the fuel for the trucks are like the gas stations, and maybe down the road if it's still the 2-year temporary and we want to put a gas tank on site, then that's something to speak about. But I think currently all our materials get stored in the trailers, and that's why those units are there. It's because we don't need a permanent structure.
Talking about like the gas tank in the vehicle leaks or something like that.
Yeah, or the red gas cans to fill up equipment, and
Yeah.
blowers. And
Everything goes back into the units every
Yeah,
day.
right.
I mean, those guys are going to be parking trucks on Route 20, and I don't want anyone going in and stealing them anyway, so they get locked and secured every day.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy for people to go in and take what they want. So if we don't take care of our stuff, then
Yeah.
they'll be gone.
Would the fire department need to know if there's gasoline being stored in a container,
I'm sure they'd be interested.
just because it's not cooled? I'm sure there wouldn't be a whole lot. You take care of it.
What
about signage?
Like, cans or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Signs, like if, would you
Are you
put
planning
up a
any
sign?
signage at all?
'Cause I think you have to.
I mean, that was part of the question. I mean, it depends, what we'd have to do. If we could have a sign near the road, obviously, it'd be great.
It's a separate
That's a separate
permitting.
permit.
Think
Yeah.
I'm sure the commissioner has
Is
something.
it curtain
So,
signs?
and as I explained to Mr. Katowski and such, we put this in, right? we worked as a board in a community to see if there were some times that a lower level site plan would be appropriate.
Yeah.
And the question is this a lower level site plan? Now, in the past, this board has done, without a formal process, like the telemed facility on Sturbridge Road, the house that just became sort of an office. Right? This one is, okay, where's the line?
Yeah.
I think what's important here is that you look at the process. The question is will the planning board allow the waivers? I think the applicant needs in writing to put forth exactly what waivers they're looking for. And if it's a waiver from pavement and curbing and all of that stuff, then that should be reduced to writing so it is part of the potential decision. If the applicant wants to put a sign up, just like if we were doing a full site plan, that sign should be shown on the proposed plan so that you can holistically look at this and see if it is a low-level activity that meets the criteria that was spelled out in the bylaw. And that, the last closing comment I will have is that I work in a business that people ask me for temporary occupancies all the time. There is nothing more permanent than a temporary occupancy. So I don't give them. I give them very sparingly.
Right.
So some sort of closure on this, if there is going to be an allowance,
Right.
because scope creep comes
Yeah.
in.
Right.
Oh, we need another container. We need another container. Oh, we're going to put a tarp up now.
Right.
So that's just cautionary and advisory.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Parking garage. Is that? That's
So what type of storage trailers are these? These are just
These are containerized
just
rigs
containers.
on the ground.
Rented containers or these containers? And that's what you're calling a garage?
Do you have in here parking garages, or is that?
No, there's no parking garages.
It's in the
Parking
Over here.
spaces.
Some Gravesend?
automobile parking garages for 5 hours a day.
I thought just parking for 5 vehicles or more. That's the zoning bylaw.
Yeah. Any other comments on this? It's a good idea, obviously, to have conditional, conditions on this, of time and other constraints, parking and pavement and so on.
Yeah, so it's just employee parking, the 9 cars.
Yep.
A small little.
So what time do we start in the morning or?
So-
Yeah, so
So it's 9 now, 6 months from now, it may be 12, maybe 20, maybe, so those are the kind of things that creep into a startup business that keeps going, and I hope you're that successful, that you can grow it like that, but, it's one of those things that we need to kind of be concerned about if we're approving a site plan with so many waivers.
is there an option in pre-planning of, hey, well, this is the limit, and what's fair?
I mean, it could be, it could
That's
come
the
down to that as a
conditions,
conditions and things like
Well,
that.
I mean, with the 2-year conditions, I think we could
Right.
revisit that in 2 years, and if it's still going to be the same, we pretty much know.
Right.
Or we could go to 12 cars and,
Yeah.
like I say, it's not, that is the scale on the plan right there, the cars, it's just a little tiny component of the lot.
Yeah. How these work, do you guys have trailers, flat, open trailers, or
No, they're more custom-built trailers for the work.
enclosed
Yeah, they're
trailers
kind of enclosed, pretty much.
that are towed behind these 3 work trucks
Yes,
right now?
correct.
All right, is there room to turn around
Yep.
these things? So
Yeah.
you can,
Oil tanks in all of them, or are these oil tanks that you're talking about for sealing?
Yeah, there's no oil tanks, or no oil.
Sealer.
It's kind of like a sealer tank
Sealer
on
tanks.
each trailer, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What, what is the material?
So it's a tar, an asphalt, liquid tar, and it's all in an enclosed trailer with a breather and a hatch. But those are what the custom trailers are. They're built by a manufacturer out of Worcester. You know, obviously all DOT safe, and you know, that's how they're made.
And they're heated with propane?
They're not heated.
Yeah, no heated.
Oh, you don't need
They're
heat.
yeah, they're air temp. So
Yeah, yeah.
whatever the material is in the tank is the temperature of the air.
Is it like a latex or a asphalt actually?
It's a water-based sealer.
Water-based,
Yeah.
latex, okay.
It's no
Big
latex.
difference in the oil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's no
That's-
oil.
that's-
It's just water based and asphalt based, and that's how it's made. There's actually no latex in it.
Latex is water.
And how do you clean these things?
We actually send them to Worcester, and they get cleaned there. They get fully winterized. They send them back to us completely clean. We put them in the storage containers and open them back up in the spring. So there's no cleaning on site, which is obviously great for us. We don't have to deal with any of it.
So do you have a water tank though? You need water, you need pressurized water or whatever?
No.
Water, no high pressure water
No.
cleaning jets, anything, yeah.
No, I mean all of our trucks have memberships to the Shell right on Route 20 in North Oxford, and they get cleaned once a week. We don't have any water that we ever need on site at the shop. Guys obviously bring all their own drinking water. We don't supply that at the shop. So
Dumpster, what are you doing for trash?
yeah, I mean we would definitely have a dumpster on site.
Your lighting?
Lighting. We don't have any lighting in the yard. I mean, they'll be pulling in, and then if they pull in the night, they'll have their headlights at best. But yeah,
That would have to be a condition. If there was to be lighting in there, we'd have to see what it is.
yeah, we don't plan to have any lighting.
Any other comments? Review?
So basically, right now, you're gonna be using what, about 2 acres of the property?
I mean,
Maybe an acre. That right there is the scale. Right
Yeah,
there.
I was looking at it, I was thinking that the most of it would be 8 to 2 acres, but I mean,
Yeah, I'd say maybe an acre.
okay, yeah.
And where is the driveway now? Does it kind of come straight into where the 3 work trucks are? Is that the
Yeah,
entrance off of
it's on
20?
the front page where you picture there, the color picture, you can see the black there.
Yeah. So that's right between the 2 telephone poles, basically. There's one on the right hand
Yeah,
corner
yeah,
of the
yeah,
lot,
yeah.
and then the other one is. There's a lot of conditions here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure that this goes to the level of waiving complete site plan review. I mean, I can understand looking at a site plan and waiving some of the requirements for it, but it's a business, it's on Route 20.
Access.
There's a lot of, in and out through there, it's a bad corner, it's a bad area. Still would like a list of waivers that you're looking for, if it's a complete site plan waiver, Yeah, I mean, we've done this for businesses that were small,
Yes.
1 or 2 employees.
Yeah, what would you want on the site plan? There's no building, there's no pavement, it's a gravel yard with a,
You're gonna need to show where your signage is gonna be, where
The what?
where the signage is gonna be, the signs,
well, I don't know if
the
you would
entrance to
have
the.
a sign
Okay.
I don't know, how many square feet, Kurt, is a
Yep.
sign or what?
Porta potty,
So you just want to see. So you just want to see where the units, where the
where the
trucks-
units are gonna go, where the parking is gonna be, where the, I mean, this is kind of, this is the plan. It's not gonna vary from this at all, you're not gonna end up putting trailers over the
No,
road.
no,
This is-
those are all with the
Parking
offsets,
lines, like
and
spots
those are all to
and
scale.
Is there gonna be signage where they're gonna signage on the lot other than
The,
Yeah, it sounds like it's just gonna be an empty lot that they're just gonna
parking?
kind of free flow.
if there have to be berms around where the trailers are gonna be,
Let's see,
even though it's not
let's-
hazardous, it's still.
So it's a pretty wet
I was
site.
just asking about
off
berms around where your storage trails are gonna be. Far be it, you know, they don't sound like you're gonna have a problem when, say a valve goes or something like that, you don't want it running down
Down Route
back
20.
for your benefit, or into Route 20, or over the other side towards, you know, one of the other buildings. It's just the western view. You know, not trying to, but
Yeah.
you might have to keep it in, you know, somewhat of a, enclosed berm area or something.
Does conservation also look at this? I don't know the.
It's outside of the wetland, well, it's 100 foot, that's what the site plan has to show.
Right, we can't tell by
Yeah.
this.
So,
I mean, would like, Jersey barriers behind trailers? Would that be something that makes sense?
yeah, that's fine, and this isn't a site plan is just bring it to an engineer, just get
Right.
things signed, come back in.
Well, I just want to make sure when we come back in,
Yeah.
we have everything you need,
Right, Yeah.
and we can get things tallied up.
yeah, so it's a great location for this type of business, that's
Right.
perfect for that, you guys will do well there.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I think we're, you know, probably gonna have to ask for a site plan just to make sure Alpha Omega, you talk to them all the time, they
Yep.
have access to this, they could, you know, zip the plan out
Yeah,
for next meeting.
I just need to know what you want on the
Yeah.
plan.
Good.
Yeah. Is there?
Because basically, it's like this,
Yeah.
this is right right here, right?
Right.
Where's the dumpster going? Where's the porta potties going? Where?
Okay.
There must be a designated area.
Are you
for
only
parking.
going to enter and leave
What zone is
in
it?
one area? You know, over
Yes.
that sort of thing?
Yeah, you can see on your first page the plan with the black is right there.
Yeah, I think too.
Or was it right here? Is
yeah.
that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Small little,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think if there's things too that, you know, obviously a porta potty dumpster, that being on the plan, that's clear, but just getting the things that you guys want to see on the plan that might not be as clear would be helpful, so we can get it banged out next meeting. Obviously, we want to make sure that you guys are on board with everything, so.
I think Graves has listed, you know, the 5 points that they made should be fulfilled, and then just locations of everything you're talking about, including, I would add, just,
Where the current drainage is, where the, you know,
So it's one way in and one way out. We're just-
yeah, a little traffic flow, like how big are the trailers, can you turn them around? You obviously can't get close to Route 20, you know,
Yeah.
make sure you can get in and out of there. Where
Safely.
is a gravel laydown area, if you have, you know, whatever material that you're loading or unloading, you know, where is that gonna be?
Gotcha.
Those type of,
You require a full site plan, and it has to be publicized, so he wouldn't be on the next agenda.
yeah.
And the wetland too, right? If it's, I
We
don't
need
know,
at
at
least
least.
3
Yeah.
weeks, so he wouldn't be on the next agenda.
Yeah, good point. So in order to do a site plan, it would be a public meeting. We'd open it up to a public meeting. That means it has to be in the paper posted for a time and date, and you need 2 weeks,
We need 3 weeks.
3 weeks before it gets posted, so that would run into March 18. Commissioner, please.
So I would suggest that the applicant's engineer go to the site plan review requirements
Yeah.
and go through them and say, we're asking for this waiver, this waiver, this waiver, this waiver. And you need to make a decision that either you're going to waive the site plan process tonight, which I'm sort of hearing no, and that you're going to require a full site plan review, but the site plan review can always have waivers. And then,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, we just did something not too long ago where there were a bunch of waivers. Bunch of waivers requested, and it was enumerated in the request.
Yeah, right,
It's documented, and you can
Right.
consent to them, but.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yes, thank you.
I think also, and yeah, thank you for that. That helps. I think at what point is it like? At what point are you guys now where it's definitely we need to see a full site plan? Is it just the location of where the, you know, the dumpster and bathrooms are going to be, or what maybe am I missing that you could help me learn for next time?
Yeah, it, in our bylaws, you'll see what's required in a site plan, and like Ms. Redlick said, like the location of everything, and some distances and widths of the driving space, and all of that has to be documented.
Well, if we added that to this, would we be able to waive a full site plan and get things moving faster to be able to start our season out in a new location?
So, what I'm hearing is from some of the people on the board is it's probably gonna require a site plan. It's a big enough business and it's on Route 20, disruptive enough. I think because it's kind of at a temporary nature, we may have to set some time limits on how long the business stays in that state. But some sort of site plan is gonna have to come before the board, and we'll have to do a review of that. A list of waivers from a normal site plan that you're looking to waive. You know, if you look at the site plan requirements, they're listed out, just kind of a list of which ones you're not gonna meet, or you don't plan on meeting. You can look at it that way, but I think it needs a little bit more better look at what's going on there and how things are gonna move, how the traffic's gonna move around, and at that point, we're really talking a site plan.
Okay.
Emergency vehicles, how they're gonna get in, how they're gonna go, is there, you know, areas for them to move around? It's not just a field you're, you know, putting some stuff in at this point, it's a business on Route 20.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's take a vote on that, a motion, just to, I guess we just need to call it just to make sure that it's documented that a site plan will be required.
Do we need to vote for that?
Not really, because you just tell
Is
them.
there anybody on the board that
Just-
feels,
just
is there anybody on the
come
board
back
that
with-
feels
come back with
different
a-
than that?
this
With an application,
site plan.
yeah.
Do you feel different than that, or is that kind
No,
of
I,
what you're doing?
I,
Yeah,
I
alright.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think it's needed officially.
And then if you want, if there's a question while Alpha Omega's putting this together, we can just email back and forth if you want to delineate any specific waivers ahead of time or something to list on,
Thank you.
on the plan.
If the engineer has any questions, talk to, you
Yeah.
know, Jane and
And
the
Craig,
chair,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can, they can answer questions so that those don't come up when
Yeah.
you have a hearing, and maybe the, you know, make things much
Nope.
simpler.
Yeah.
Facilitate things a little bit.
Okay. So potentially at the next meeting, we'll be able to move things forward, or is it going to be getting that plan in front of you guys and then meeting again?
Yeah, you need
Okay.
to get the plan
Perfect.
done by them, and
Sounds good.
give me a call and I'll help you.
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Take a
that
look
makes
at it.
sense.
Greg's gonna have to look at it.
So
Yeah.
we gotta, so the sooner we get it, the sooner things can happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. With A&Rs then to get to JDH Realty Trust.
GH, we're creating 6 lots. Yeah, help us out.
To zone Bay Path.
Yeah, oh, it's on the side.
Is that where, okay, Locust, is that where Elderson is now? or-
Yep, right here.
Okay, I got you.
Yep. So these are, is that the access narrow going up like fishtail?
Is
Long
this-
driveway?
yeah.
Or
This
is that
Bay
the
Path.
road?
Yeah, what is this here?
Fishtail.
That what? He's got access to both
He wants
roads.
access.
Rat tail lots.
Out of
These have frontage on Route 20,
Yep,
required frontage,
yep.
only 150 feet. The lot size is like, I'd have to look
Yep.
again, but the lot size is, this is 62, this is
Yeah, acre.
53, so I think it's 40,000 square feet in the CB zone.
And we looked it all up.
Right, it should tell you on the plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
The zoning information should be on the plan. Let me just look.
What the zone is, that's probably
Lot
not the lot
CB,
size.
40,000 square feet, 150 feet of frontage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always, when I start second guess, I'll go and read it.
Yeah, but it
because
should
I-
be on there, that would show.
But yes, that should be shown on the plan, so.
So you said there's 6?
Yeah, including this one.
Including
6,
seven.
yeah. So 5 is a weird one. 6.
So where's the access for lot 2? Is it Route 20? Or,
Yep.
Lot 2?
or is
Yeah.
2 is here?
This is Route 20.
Right. Okay, just, oh, I see.
So it's when, and I didn't print for you, and I'll think about doing this for the next time. One of the other ones, I printed the actual GIS so you could see what was there. This is a conglomeration of several parcels
Yeah.
being redivided, so this is a parcel, something like this, and this is a parcel like this, and this is a parcel like, something like that.
So he's got a little frontage here, but his entrance will be here, and that's 120 plus another 30.
What road is over there? Left-hand side?
That's Bay Path, yeah.
And they don't show, and the same thing, so you could potentially send this back and say you didn't show the zoning information, you didn't show the zone lines, or you could say,
Yeah.
you know, there's always this statement on here, it says, there should be a statement on here, is that, you know, this, you disclaim any
Yeah.
zoning interpretation or anything, you know, you can A&R a lot that does not comply to zoning.
You can?
Sure.
And then they go to build on it, and
It's just becomes not, so, and you've done it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a little triangular piece, I want to give it to my neighbor, I
Right.
put the well in the wrong place, we're doing a little land swap.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there's one, actually, Dietz's that's coming before you, is creating a compliant lot and giving leftover land to the Worcester Land Trust.
Right.
And the non-compliant lot is labeled as that, it is a
Right.
non-compliant lot. But you can create non-compliant lots, it's, when it comes to me, for a building permit, I can say, I'm sorry, but you have a non-compliant lot.
Right. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Let's see.
Let's try with this one.
I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the A&R for JDH Realty Trust, Worcester Road, Bay Path Road.
second motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yep, just the one paper. The next one.
It's all right. Oh, sure. Got stuck. There's only enough spots for 4 signatures.
That's it.
You only need 4.
Yep.
So that's it then? What do you call?
Brad McNeil's.
Say the,
Yeah, Collins here.
Oh, okay. I'll keep them in order, sorry.
Good? Okay. Old Worcester Road extension. 2 lots, and one of them is going to the Greater Worcester Land Trust for the Mid-State Trail that's,
This one,
as you
yeah.
can see, going through it. So she decided to,
Yeah, she's just selling a house and she's
and
giving.
she's given the rest of Greater Worcester
So,
Land
so they don't
Trust.
have to,
Oh, the Mid-State
so
Trail.
they,
Yes, they
so there
don't.
isn't like a,
Right there.
Yeah.
Not an easement of the property for the house to sell that makes it more complicated. Separate it out, and the house is just a house, and the trail's just the trail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
yeah. Good. All in motion.
I make a motion that we approve the plan.
second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is this one with 5 lines on it?
We normally do.
Are you gonna leave it?
You,
Little dots.
look at the nomination papers you need signed?
Make sure it's still there too.
Sounds like it was under the staff, unless it's under the staff or something.
Well, how much time do you have?
But I'm suspicious that they may have
There's another
filed
month,
fire.
middle of
It's
March.
just waiting for the,
For the next meeting.
that's my assumption.
Is that,
No, so this
Is
is,
that
yep,
all?
this is all set.
thank you.
And one more John Hancock.
Will do.
Oh, the more time I have with it, the more time I have to second guess it.
I told him to get it signed right away.
The nomination.
Are there any other seats that are as long as ours?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
It
Correct.
was 300.
There's
What it was.
the GPS
Oh,
CPAs,
yeah.
but there is a house that should be shown.
Okay, I'd like to address that, actually. if I could.
Please, yeah.
Okay.
So-
Tell me all about it.
So, yes, there is a house that sits on this lot right here. Okay, it's right, it's straddling this lot.
It is.
But we are going for a demolition permit. We're gonna raise this thing
Yeah.
within the next, when,
Hopefully get one at least on the market before summer.
Yeah, right on.
Push it through.
So my fear on something like that is putting that on the survey plan. is it actually kind of muddies the water of the survey plan itself, because it's something that is not, it's erroneous to what property lines are. And it's something that is, and I have zero problem with giving you guys a plan showing the grades and showing the existing structure and everything for this demolition permit, which he's going to tear it down, so.
So my concern for the board's consideration is I believe the rules say that you're supposed to show all structures on the A&R plan. Because if you are moving a property line, you could create a nonconformity by a setback. And I believe it should be shown as a existing house. It could be shown as a dotted line and with a note on the plan that says house to be raised. There is no, the A&R does not itself create a zoning violation in this case. Because the house, the owner owns both parts, owns the whole property. So there are no zoning violations. And by putting that line in there, it doesn't create a zoning violation. The zoning violation occurs if they sold one or both properties to other people.
Yeah.
Okay? And in some other cases, this board has been presented with plans that created a zoning violation by creating a lot line that caused an existing structure becoming non-compliant. So,
And no demolition application has been submitted yet.
It will be, I mean, I can have that plan with you guys tomorrow
The application. You
for
mean
the demolition permit,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
showing where the structure is on that and everything. I mean, it really is,
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
the applicant's concern, but I have to deal with the holistic concern of,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
somebody lacking this knowledge. This plan gets filed, and that building is not shown, you know, and each lot, the registry has no zoning police.
Yeah.
They could be presented with a meets and bounds for each one of these lots and a deed, and it could be sold, and that would create a problem.
Should we just hold off on
but
it?
it's not gonna be until the structure is raised and he's got the two separate structures.
So why not go through the A&R after you raise the building? Why are you doing it now? It almost seems like you're doing it in the
I
wrong
just need to
direction.
know I can subdivide it before I tear the building down, because if I tear the building down and it can't be subdivided, then I have.
I don't see any
catch-22.
reason why these can't be subdivided. It's the problem is there's a house there now.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I mean, I think you meet all the requirements of an A&R.
Yeah. For sure.
Does this say,
So if we hold off, if we hold this plan here, go for the demolition permit, raise the structure, and then come back to you with no structure on here, would that be sufficient?
Sure, because if there's no
Fine,
structure,
yeah,
then you
fine.
don't have to show it on the plan.
Perfect, done.
Okay,
All
so,
right,
but wait a
appreciate
minute,
that.
let me raise a procedural question. You have submitted an A&R. The planning board, under the administrative rules, has to act within 21 days.
Okay,
I'm going to suggest that you may want to withdraw the application. Okay, because the board sounds like they're not going to approve the plan, or they're going to deny the
Can we
plan.
give you a waiver to go over the 21 days? Could we sign something to you guys and say we have this thing in front of you, but we'll you know?
I think the withdrawal thing makes sense more. Just to be clear.
yeah,
No, I
let's
don't.
just provide a letter that this,
Just withdraw it. Just,
Just vote on it right now.
Withdraw it and then give it back.
Yeah, take
You'll
it,
just hand it back.
and after it's raised.
and bring it
after
back when
demolition,
you raise it. I mean,
can be the
that-
exact
if-
same.
Yeah.
If we come to the next meeting and things don't look great, we're kind of be forced to deny it at that point.
I get you.
So,
Yeah.
if you just say, listen, I don't
And
want
once you
this.
deny it.
Is there
you
something
can't
they
go
have to do
back
with
for a
that in
certain
writing,
amount of
or
time, right?
do they need to?
I think the applicant could verbally
I
ask
do
you
too.
to
Just
withdraw.
vote.
I would like to
Can we-
withdraw.
Can we leave the plan with you guys
No,
until such
take
time
it away.
as-
No.
Take it away.
Bring it with you.
Because I don't know, because if we deny it, is there a waiting period for them to
Probably.
please submit it again?
I don't
Because
know
I
that
wouldn't
part,
use the
so
word
the easiest
deny,
thing
I'd say
is for the applicant to say,
There's all these regs about
No,
if you
I
deny
think
something,
that's-
you can't resubmit it for a
Yeah.
certain amount of time. We don't want to give that to you.
Best thing to
either.
do is just Take it
ask
with
for
you.
a withdrawal, we'll allow the withdrawal, and then we give
Sure.
it back.
And bring
Oh,
it.
all right.
We need to vote on it though.
Get the demo permit in.
We just won't take any action on it. and
No.
We
take
make a
it.
motion to accept the withdrawal.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we accept the withdrawal.
Second.
So,
Motion and second, all in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Aye.
We don't need another $200 submittal fee for this, do we?
No.
right, so you can leave that.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, we
waive
can
that.
we'll waive
That's
that.
right, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for asking. Yeah.
So as I said, get that, you know, come, have somebody contact my office on Monday.
Yep.
I'm gonna be short-staffed tomorrow because of sickness and other things. Somebody contact my office on Monday, get a demolition permit,
Yep.
and those things
Yep.
need to be taken care of before I can issue a demolition permit. We'll issue the demolition permit as soon as that's done. You know, if you can get all that lined up, we'll have a demolition permit by the middle of March. It's middle of February. Right. Middle of March,
You didn't show up.
building will go
You
down,
do this.
reapply end of March.
Right. Sorry to get you in here. I think it's
I'm
cleaner
glad-
this way.
Glad that I'm
Yeah.
here and
Yeah.
not
Better off
having you
knowing
guys,
that,
you know, having this discussion in their absence.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be
Thanks.
fine. It'll be fine.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night. All right, we have, next on the agenda is a review for the multifamily housing Charlie Crossing Road building elevations. We needed that prior to any building permit. The applicant is not in front of us today. We do not have the plans.
No, he was supposed to supply us
Yeah,
with the
okay.
facade plans would
Right.
look like. It's part of the decision.
We'll just take no action on that. Moving to the next.
Excuse me, I wanna make sure I know which property you're talking about on top, which one
Oh,
is that?
that's Rich Cares.
Cares, yeah.
Okay, so I have spoken to someone
Yeah.
who is interested in developing that property and buying that property, so there is some movement on it.
Yeah, and the next thing on the agenda is an extension, an annual approval extension for that very same property, the Care property. So, yeah, that was presented to us a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting. But I don't see any reason not to
Yeah, give him an extension.
give an extension on
Did I write
this.
a letter?
Mhm.
Oh, I have it.
Motion
Make a vote.
and a vote is
I
required.
make a motion that we accept the extension to March 14th, 2027.
A second?
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Then we have a decommissioning bond for NextEra Energy at 261 North Sturbridge Road. The applicant has requested to be continued until March 4th, 2026.
Is the board aware that that property has changed hands?
Madison Energy,
I don't know who it is.
it went from Nextera to Madison.
No,
I think
I
we-
was.
Just
No,
recently?
we talked
or-
about it at
Yeah,
a meeting.
no, it's,
Yeah.
So,
As far as you
this property, my office became aware that there was some change in responsible parties.
Right,
We notified who we knew as the owner of the property of that. We were trying to work with the property owner and the developer on
Yeah.
that.
right,
They became non-responsive.
yeah.
They owed back taxes and fees
Yeah.
to the town of Charlton. And my office, under a local option law that the town of Charlton has, revoked their permits because they owed fees and taxes, and the new owner came quickly forward to pay the back due taxes and get things straightened out.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, one of the gentlemen is coming to pick up the new building permit for that.
What's on the new building permit? Some completion activities or something?
Yeah, they're probably, as far as construction,
Yeah.
they're about 99%
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah,
They have a few odds and ends to satisfy building permit requirements.
yeah,
And I know that agents of National Grid
Mm-hmm.
are in the process of doing the line extension
Mm.
out North Sturbridge Road through Ponican road in, way into Sturbridge down to the turnpike.
Right.
So they still do not have a decommissioning bond yet, so they can't get any occupancies.
Right.
I'll review your decision.
Yeah.
Jane, please help me with that.
Yeah.
And I will continue to work with the board.
We were asking them for more information from their bond holder and some other things that were contingent.
Like an
on
as-built.
Yep, as-built.
What is that?
I try and be well aware of and remind applicants frequently of that they need to read their decisions and comply with the requirements of their decisions.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, good information. Thank you. The other one, we had a public hearing for GM Properties LLC, otherwise known as The Villages, a multifamily unit at 35 North Main Street. And the applicant has requested for this hearing to be continued until March 18th. So the next meeting we will have to discuss The Villages multifamily units on 35 North Main Street will be March 18th, 2026. Unless they change again.
You need to vote on it. Yeah.
Motion to extend, to continue, please.
So moved.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you have to vote on the next Tara as well? I don't recall you.
No, that wasn't a public hearing.
Okay.
We were just going to review
All right. Thank you.
the conflict. Next on the agenda is public hearing, which was also continued for Fabiola Cesar Estevan, Ponacan Hill definitive subdivision plan modification. And the applicant has requested for this public hearing to be moved forward until March 4th, 2026. Motion, please.
I move that the Ponacan Hill definitive subdivision plan modification hearing be moved to 3/4/26.
I second that.
Thank you. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. For the zoning bylaws, Commissioner, thank you for joining us.
So, as we discussed a couple of meetings ago, I took your temperature on what you might want to do with several of the items that were not approved at the last annual town meeting and some other issues that have come up that the board may wish to consider to propose bylaw changes for the annual town meeting in May. I will shortly back out the calendar and figure out far enough ahead because you know that you will, if changes are going to be proposed before the town, you have to have the required public hearings and appropriate advertisements and stuff like that, so. So I brought 3 packages of information. The first one is the use table. We, at the annual town meeting, broke the use table up into 2 changes. One of them had to do with residential stuff and the residential items because of cohesiveness with the ADU bylaw. So those are reflected in the residential section. Those changes have already been made and incorporated into this table.
Right, all the reds have been done.
No, all the red. So all the red is stuff that we proposed in a separate article
Gotcha.
that was defeated at town meeting.
Yeah.
I have not made any changes to that. I would just submit to you here, review it, and, at a future meeting, we can discuss if you want to make any additional or other changes to that.
Right, so this is what was presented previously that was
Yes.
declined.
Yes.
Just as is, no other changes.
I haven't
That's
done
what
it. I
just
haven't
to
made
check.
any yet. The only thing that I've done is in residential section 2,
Yeah,
I incorporated the changes that were voted.
okay. have 8 total uses, accessory uses. Gosh, okay.
All right, enough said on
Right, right.
that for now.
Yep.
I just want to get, we have to, I'm looking at timing, I want you to be able to review and think about questions being asked, I'm not asking for action.
So do we hold another public hearing on this and look at what the changes that were made and continue on with those changes and maybe make some adjustments if we have people at the public hearing that,
I think what you would do is that we would discuss what changes you would like, if you want to hold fast with what's there.
Yep.
If there are
Right.
other modifications, once that is settled amongst the board, then you advertise the public hearing, because we have to put before the public the potential changes for the hearing. During the hearing, citizens may come forward and say, well, you took away too many yeses. Okay? The thing that I would say is there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics, and the problem is that a gentleman, in his right, said, you took away 23 yeses. Okay, well, some of those yeses were inappropriate activities in inappropriate zones. And that was the goal of that exercise, is to ensure that the activities were appropriate for the zone, and taking a hospital and a restaurant out of the A zone, we took a yes away. But was that?
And I think if in the town meeting, I think we need to spell this out a little bit better than to put it in the table like this, because nobody's gonna look through this and understand what's going on. But,
Maybe
I mean, if we took out,
Advocate for it.
okay, we've changed this in this zone to be, a
And
permit.
I would be happy.
Site plan review.
Well, I did-
Reasons for.
I did
reasons
provide
for-
that to the chair last time, and there was discussion from the moderator that she did not want that to come forward, which I said, well, that's really not appropriate. The board can make any comment they want.
Yeah.
But we were scrambling a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, there were also the permit to a special permit switches, I think, is also a big highlight there.
And so we'll use this, we'll kind of make sure that
Yeah.
a cover sheet and an explanation is,
Right.
it's a lot, when you're at a meeting and you're handed something, it is a lot to read.
Oh, absolutely.
So the average, you just safely vote no, because that's, especially.
I think we have to sell it, like, look,
So-
you complain that the town looks this way, this will help it look more
And we
like.
should probably put it in our social media page too, like a summary of what it is, so.
Restaurants permitted in
That's a good idea.
an R60 zone.
And, I mean, who wouldn't want
Yeah.
in a hospital in the middle of
Right. And before we proceed, I apologize, what are the dates we need to hit here to get this on?
I will have that for you before the next meeting.
Yeah, okay.
So the annual town
May
meeting is May
2, yeah.
May 15th, I think it is. It's the third Monday.
May 2?
No,
No, the meeting is right there, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's the election.
Yeah,
May
that's the
18, sorry.
right.
May 18.
So we have to advertise 3 weeks before the public hearing. The public hearing could
Okay.
be, the day of town meeting. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Right, so we will get it far enough in front. So that,
Yep.
And if we don't feel comfortable with the changes, then we just don't bring them
Yeah.
forward.
Yep, definitely some
If we
changes.
find we're too pressed, you have the option of not bringing them forward.
Yeah.
Okay, item 2. is a whole sort of discussion and an interesting thing that came up when we had a problem with a property that was on a paper road. And I don't like to use the term paper road anymore because I've learned a lot about paper roads and ways laid out. So Mr. Silverstein was assisting us in this neighborly dispute and came upon the fact that we say that we seem to, and I agree with him, say that a street is a public way and is laid out or used as a public way for such traffic. Okay, well, a subdivision road that hasn't been accepted is not a public way.
Right, technically.
It's not. And I says, well, that's a pill to swallow that I'm gonna start telling somebody who executed a subdivision that you're not a public way, I can't grant you any building permits.
Right.
But
This road
it
doesn't
has-
count.
and then we've had, most recently, a reduced frontage lot where there was some confusion about what the front lot line was and stuff. So I was looking at sort of that holistically and how can we fix that? So these are things, we say what frontage is, we say what a street is, any public way laid out for vehicular traffic. So I haven't, figured out what the right language to use is. And I want to be careful about what language we insert to say frontage is along a public way, along a way maybe open and passable to the public, because there are a number of lake roads which you're dealing with, okay, that are laid out and passed by the public, but they are not public ways. But,
There's a lot of private roads in Shelton.
well, I think I wouldn't call them private roads, I would call them unaccepted roads.
Non-public.
Well, okay, so what's the difference between a private road and an unaccepted road? I mean, at what point did roads get accepted? Because, for instance, the road that I live on, it's broken up in 3 sections, 2 of them are public and 1 is not.
So I know Liberty Way is a private road. Okay, and that was a subdivision laid out by this board, and it got, the applicant asked for waivers not to meet certain subdivision requirements. In exchange for that, the planning board put a condition on that this would never be accepted as a public way and would be labeled as a private way.
Basically, it's a shared driveway.
A little bit better.
But, yeah.
So it can never be accepted as a road then,
Yep.
because
Yep.
it doesn't meet the.
Well, because the condition of the layout of the decision of the board was, doesn't matter if it meets the requirements, it will never be. So, I'm sorry, Bill, I don't know where you, I'm sorry, Don, I don't know where you live.
So I guess it's doesn't matter for this conversation, but,
Okay.
but I just,
I wonder, if this is all for the frontage and allowances and number of feet, should we just add another line? That's a street, but should we add another one that is a way in process in a subdivision?
I don't, that's what I'm trying, I'm
Yeah.
bringing a discussion forward so that with everyone's input and concerns, I may be able to formulate or go to some other town's bylaw and see what they do, but you can see where the problem is.
Yeah.
Right, when you say frontage is on a public way.
Yeah. Public way, or this, or this, or this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem for me because I'm gonna keep issuing building permits on approved subdivisions that covenants have been released.
Yeah.
Opposition could come and say, Kurt, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Right,
Yeah.
there's a neighbor who doesn't want it and they bring a lawyer and then it
Yeah.
sits in court and.
There must be some precedent in bylaws.
Oh, I'm sure I know there is, and I just haven't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's that.
How about the one about reduced frontage lot?
3, on the page before that, on that same page right here, so you know down the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Setback?
Right, thank you. 200 feet from the property line. I was wondering, as we were in this discussion, should we add another line item that says, and the structure has to be so far apart from another structure?
So, question would be, is what is the right number?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you have to, I would look at the fact that if you took 2 rectangular lots,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that were X size with X frontage, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah.
And the setbacks are 30 feet from the front and 30 feet from the sideline,
Mm.
I can stick those 2 houses right there in those corners and comply.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why would you disadvantage another lot
Mm-hmm.
from a similar
Right.
circumstances? Now, in a reduced frontage lot,
Right.
the front lot,
Yeah.
the regular lot on the street,
Yeah,
can't be any closer than 30 feet than the rear line. Okay? And now
yeah.
you say 200 feet, if, the way I have interpreted
Yeah.
this is that the reduced frontage house has to be 200 feet back from the front
From the
property line,
road.
which is at the street,
The road, right, street, yeah.
right? So the only thing I would do
Yeah.
is I would say, okay, do you want to consider the line that runs across there
Good.
another front line instead of a side line or something like that? But I would be careful
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
saying, well, it needs to be 100 feet back from that line.
Yeah. And we don't really have a name for that other line, because
No.
it's a front.
And it
Setback.
may or may not be parallel to
Yeah.
the street or
Right.
even the other
Those
property line.
really
It's
unique
rear
lots,
street,
right?
yes.
That
But there is side setbacks and a rear setback.
they still
So-
have, they still have to meet.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
but what about that other?
Right, so yeah,
second front
right, so
setback?
the question, I think the question, or the drawing of the question is,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna draw these 30-foot lines here,
right,
right? And I'm gonna say this is 200 feet,
right,
that's stem.
yeah,
Well, I'm 200 feet back, I can be right here.
yeah, right.
So I think
Yeah.
maybe the issue to be considered is that we say 30 feet back from any adjoining lot line,
And what's the back setback?
30,
30, yeah, right.
30 here, but
Can we add that as a line item? I like that.
What,
Or a 30.
what is the current?
It doesn't.
well, it doesn't say, but it's you know, it's a good exercise because if we say, and I interpret this as I've interpreted, if I'm 200 feet back from here, and this lot is 199 feet deep,
Yeah.
You can put it a foot from the left.
Yeah.
it
So
would be
there's-
difficult to construct.
Right.
It has some building code issues, but that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the arena we're in. So maybe we say, okay, it must be a minimum of 200 feet back from the street, and just say, and from 30 feet from any other boundary of that lot, and that
Right, I think
puts
that
us.
makes sense.
I think,
Yeah, yeah.
And
Instead of a building.
If it's gotta be, if it's gotta be 30 from the side and the back,
Yeah,
Yeah.
why wouldn't it be the
Right.
front?
That's a clean, I like that, Kurt. Yeah, that's the cleanest way to do that, I think. Because like you said, Don, it's not, it could be on angles.
On any other boundary line.
And then the other suggestion I had is to redo the diagram that you have.
I didn't draw that
I
down.
know you didn't draw it, but that's been kicked around and photocopied so many times, but it doesn't include, for example, a reduced frontage lot example.
I'm sure that probably came out of the American Planners Association book of stuff.
1984.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one was that?
Yeah, just a suggestion.
No, there's a drawing with, that's not in front of me. I think I can show it.
Oh, it's in the book.
Oh, yeah.
Shows fronts and middle lots,
Yeah.
and side lots,
I
and rear
just
lots.
sort of figured out where this thing is.
We'll find one from the 1980s and we'll update it instead of the 50s.
Think it's-
That's when we got zoning. I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah,
we keep
yeah.
that?
Right, the original.
87.
87.
1987, remember that?
Before that, it was free for all.
What happened in 1987?
Zoning came into effect.
Oh,
Charlton
that was the
didn't,
year that Charlton.
yeah, Charlton didn't
That
have,
was-
didn't have comprehensive zoning until
Are
1987.
we one of the last towns in the whole state?
Yes.
I
Really?
think we are, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's still
I'll-
people out there
I'll-
that'd be happy if we didn't
Let me-
still have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
For sure.
Who needs
No
zoning?
problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a drawing contained within.
I'll
that.
get you a copy of it.
Okay, all
I
right,
know.
Jane.
Yeah.
Jane, get
Okay, thank you, Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one that I didn't make copies of, I'm sorry. If you indulge me, I'll go out into the hallway and make copies.
Did you? I guess.
Please.
No, I have a fourth one.
Oh, fourth.
I just realized I didn't.
I do want to, while Kurt's out, we should tackle some of the language that we've talked about, like in the decommissioning plan, to make sure that surety bonds are tightened up, some language around that
There's
stuff.
a lot.
Yeah. And I
Can
don't
we at
know
least
if I
do
want to
some-
attack the whole renewable energy thing.
Can we at
yet.
least do some of it to protect
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, yeah.
Some of it.
For sure, immediately.
Yeah, the state has some guidelines they're working on, but they're not mandating it,
It'll
but
do its-
we can.
It'll do its thing. Okay, the third
Yeah,
one that I put in the package is a discussion that I brought up about whether or not you should put an allowance in for maybe a special permit or cleanup, or address the idea of having 2 or more uses or 2 or more structures on one lot. We do have, it's interesting. I just, people ask me, I'm asking you. So we have a piece in the bylaw that says special cases where 2 or more principal structures are erected on the same lot. Okay, we don't say anything about uses, which is at a minimum, I think we need to add that.
It doesn't say
No,
uses.
it just says principal structures.
Right.
So it's assuming
A lot.
that all structures and all uses are equal.
Right.
Adequacy of utility service, drainage, serving each structure shall be functionally equivalent to that required for separate lots in the planning board subdivision regulations, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I've attached some examples of what this board has approved, and I think it was right when we approved them, but and some of it we got backed into. So the first one is what we'll call, it's Mr. Nichols' property on about 100 Sturbridge Road. And Mr. Nichols started out with a single building in the front. Came to this planning board probably before me and got a second building there. And has been used by various car carrier transport agencies. And then came to us and put his oil business in the back. Now, I opined and worked with Mr. Gordon, your planner at the time, that strip of pavement that I'm showing in yellow was the functional equivalent of a subdivision. And there's adequacy of access for those uses they're harmonious, and all of those were site plan approved, but it might be a bit of a stretch.
How many sites are, this is like number 100, number 0, number 0?
Well, the 0 is the lot, when there is no number assigned to a parcel that has no building,
Yeah.
okay, it gets 0, that's the street number. So the building on the front was always numbered 100
Yeah.
Sturbridge Road. The next building back, we've assigned a street address to it because we have to for 911. The oil company in the back is numbered 98-200 because it's the second building in that cluster. So we have a numbering scheme that says when there's more than one principal structure on the building, we'll use 100 and then use suite numbers after that. So this is in existence. It was all done out in the open. There was no overtime.
Several lots, though.
Yes, but it's a huge parcel, you know, and it has a way of
Yeah.
sorts,
Yeah.
you know, pavement that's was deemed suitable to run tractor trailers
Yeah,
over, right?
It's a pseudo-industrial park.
It is a mini park. Yeah.
Right. 157 and 159 Worcester Road, across from CVS. Same sort of thing happened, right? There was a car, 159 originally, I saw it got built as a car dealer ages ago. It's been several different things. The car dealer used the big building as a garage, and the office was the little house there. And then the solar farm was built with a site plan review and approval by this board. And then the storage units were built. Same thing, there's frontage on Route 20, and there's sort of an equivalent adequate access to that property. And like I'm just pointing out that this has been done in an open process, but it hasn't been formalized. The last one I want to show you is something we backed into. So long ago, when the solar farm at 294 Southridge Road, Incom, Mr. Ditarondo's property, there was frontage on Route 169 that's now number 304. Okay, number 304 is the LNG plant. So when Mr. Ditarondo came before this board to site plan review and approve the solar farm, I looked at this and I says, oh, I have frontage over here to support that use. We have adequate access through his parking lot. You know, once construction's done, you don't need much access. There's not a lot of heavy traffic in and out of that solar farm. But when the property got divided to service the LNG plant, I had a lot of agita over it because I no longer had frontage to support that solar farm. And we suggested to the applicant that they, and this, you've done this in a couple other instances, made some paper cul-de-sac, paper roads, okay, never been to develop but to provide frontage. And there was a lot of pushback from the owners of that property for me to require that, and I consulted with council, and council says, so what's the problem? And I says, well, he doesn't have frontage. And this is sort of tying this whole discussion together is yes, but do they have adequacy of access? So there are places, maybe, okay, that a cell tower would need to be located where it's a 100 by 100 plot of land, 200 by 200 plot of land. It's a use. It would require frontage and area. But what access do we need to it? Does it need its own plot of land? Does it need to be a full-blown lot with frontage? And that's why I'm, having this discussion with this board, is that is an appropriate mechanism for certain uses through a special permitting process where multiple uses and multiple buildings can be put on a suitably sized parcel of land. So you go back to Mr. Nichols's property, it seems to be a reasonably sized parcel, nothing's jammed in there, it's not an industrial park. It's an industrial general zone. It's not business enterprise park, which is similar but different,
Yeah, and what zone too.
Yeah.
right?
Be really careful not
You gotta be careful.
not to let get ourselves in a situation where think we have to let something happen
Or
because
set a precedent, yeah.
Well, so I think it could carefully be done and considered under special permitting with, right? Because the special permit is the applicant has to show you that it meets criteria.
No, I agree. Like the cell phone, the tower is a perfect example. Like, and we want them. They're very help. I mean, they're
But this is only applied to industrial land, like what if this was 2 houses, not a solar field and
Yeah, that's why I
LNG?
said, what zone would we allow this?
Well, okay, I want to go get the paper out of here now.
Because then we'll have people put.
All of a sudden, you're gonna have people say,
Yeah,
well,
are we gonna be opening the door?
you did it there.
yeah, so can we do it with the house?
Yeah, that's a,
I don't know.
It can never. I don't think it can ever be a residential structure.
no, not in the
But
residential.
if it has adequacy of
But-
access.
But what's our logic? We need to have pretty firm
Yeah,
logic.
if you're saying
kinda
adequacy
great.
and access, then and we have a housing crisis. And we're gonna go in front of that.
Two houses.
That's it. Thank you.
Take the man.
So I get questions, and you ask about housing, I get questions from time to time. I have a large enough lot, right? And I want to build 2 houses.
Right.
Well, if I look at the zoning bylaw, it has the equivalent, it has 175 feet of frontage for both,
Right.
60,000 square feet for both. It meets that requirement. And I say, I'll issue you a permit, Mr. Fontaine, but you better go check with your bank.
How do you deed this thing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how do you take a mortgage on this, right? Because
Taxes,
the
everything.
bank wants a mortgage on a piece of land that
Right.
goes with an improvement.
Right.
So I'll issue a building permit for it. So yes, Jane is right. We have to look at what uses, where it's allowed, what the criteria are. But there are, maybe some places along Route 20 that have long, narrow necks to them.
Yeah.
That's funny, but this doesn't say uses. This doesn't say uses. It's really just structure.
Why not require a full plan for that? I mean, why allow it in the first place? Why don't we go back and say, nope, at this point it becomes a multiple use lot. We need a full plan of how you're gonna build out the whole property.
I think there's a difference between the plan and the allowance, right? So, and if we say that every use and/or structure has to have full frontage and area along a public way or street or whatever we do with that part, right? And we have other deep parcels like Mr. Nichols's parcel, how do you develop that?
Especially if they don't know what's going to happen after.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
thing, Patsy. It's always like, we just approve it for this one thing, and then organically, we're gonna put
Oh, well, we
another
have that land
building
back
and
there, and
another
it's
parking
perfect for
lot
such and
yeah,
such, right?
And the
So-
tower, and this, and the parking lot. It's always the next
And we
thing,
want it.
and I bet a lot of these have been done without any permits.
We
or
want safe,
site
healthy
plan
development. If
Right.
someone has land back there and it's developable and it's going to be safe and profitable for the town, then we don't want to stop it.
Nichols probably is a great example. That's a
Right.
good park.
as long as as long as it could be controlled for common sense and safety, right?
Yep.
Like,
Putting it out there.
I think it makes sense. It's
What's that?
How do we break this up?
Sorry.
Because definitely we need to bring in the 2 or more uses on one
Right. And
lot issue.
I thank Lori for pointing out to my notes that I put on this thing is consider the 2 battery energy storage systems on Larry's Way. Now, I know this, I had an opinion, I have an opinion, right? And my opinion is that lot was sufficiently large enough as it sat to support multiple battery energy storage systems that were 5 megawatts or less because of this.
Right.
Right? Does the lot have, yes, it has frontage, yes, it has area, but was it delineated like the subdivision that this board eventually approved to do that because the board wanted to ensure compliance? It's,
Those lots have moved around so many times. It's so confusing. That's why at one meeting I said, can you put a stake in the ground so
Okay.
the access just to get off.
Do our bylaws, crazy question, but do our bylaws say you can only have one use on one lot somewhere? I don't think it actually
yeah,
says.
it,
Doesn't really say.
not that I know of, not that I could point to. I've always sort of said principal structures or uses.
Yeah,
Even though
or
it doesn't
uses,
say that.
yeah,
But I make my job is to make interpretations, and if somebody's upset with my interpretation,
Right,
there are avenues for them to
Excellent.
appeal that, right? But a lot of these things where I've said or uses, right?
Yeah.
So they're different uses on Mr. Nichols's property. This board or
Yeah.
iterations of this board were fully cognizant of other uses on the property. It was aired in public for everyone to see, and there was no opposition, no challenge.
Right.
because it
We
makes
only
sense.
allowed 5 megawatts per lot. That's why we made him do that, because our bylaws said,
Right. Per lot. Yeah.
and the lot is.
You know, and I understand.
Yeah.
That was the board's determination, and we all know that we sometimes disagree about
Yeah.
what's allowed.
Yeah, what if somebody wants to put the solar on a building?
Well, there's an exemption for that.
That's not
accept.
touched by our,
We can't.
only
No.
utility,
Weigh in.
I thought. We want them on the buildings.
And we want
Yeah.
them on everything. That's
Okay.
Okay, good one.
So that's
This
that.
is the hardest one, though, I
Yeah,
think, so
and
far.
then-
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna take this back because I lost track of my piece here. Oh, I
Read
have
over your shoulder and be
No, you can have it, I found my stuff. So we have another thing in our bylaw, we have in the definitions that says major residential development. And a major residential development is defined as 5 or more dwelling units developed on a lot in single ownership or lots that were in single ownership in a 5-year period prior to filing for an application for a building permit for any of the dwelling units. Okay, so you have 7 A&R lots in a row that were held under that major lot that got 7 A&R lots out of it. That is now a major residential development
Right.
by definition.
Yeah.
Go to the use table. That requires site plan review. What are we reviewing?
Yeah, they're already built.
Well, it's on a road
Yeah.
And it's a proper frontage.
and it's got the proper frontage.
So,
And the site plan would have to incorporate all 4.
Well,
other
people have
lots.
done this on purpose, and if you look at some stuff that's come by, someone will come in and they'll do 1 A&R.
Mm.
And 6 months later, they'll come through with
Yeah.
another A&R. Well, now,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there counting,
Which is
going,
reasonable.
okay, now the 5th lot, now you gotta stop.
Right. Yeah. Which
Is
is crazy
that-
just because we said, called it out here. Yeah.
Right. Now, you are working on a major residential development right now, 35 North Main Street. That's certainly, besides being in the village district
Mm.
and requiring stuff in the village district, that is a major residential development. So I'm looking for a way to do what you folks want major residential development to do, while not necessarily penalizing someone who
Yeah.
has
A lot of lots.
a lot of lots.
Just get rid of the 5-year. What's the downside if we get rid of the 5-year period? Or change the number, Get rid of the look-back period, basically.
But these are multifamily.
No, it doesn't
dwellings.
say multi.
No,
Where does
well,
it?
no, but I'm just saying the villages is, so maybe we could use that, 5 or more in a single unit.
No, that's a different.
It's really
I
the
think it's
look-back
I'm
period.
sort of thinking that it may have to be some language crafted around along this street, an existing street or way in place. Right, because we didn't create something new. But on the other hand, what happens if somebody wants to plop 3 duplexes in a row? Is that a major, that's 6, that's a major residential development, is that?
At that point, do you want site plan review?
But it's on, the road's already there, it's a building permit.
And everything, I'm careful, because I want other people to poke holes in my question.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you say that, then I can do this, and I went, oh,
So this is 5 or more at the same time.
no.
5 or
No,
more
over
within
5
5
years.
years.
Well, that's the look-back period thing. Like, if you got rid of that look-back, then you could just have one lot, and next year another lot, and another lot, and another lot.
Or you
Look-back.
could do 20 of them right in a row, and then that would not be a major development. So, I've got a large piece of farmland along a road.
If there's 20,
And
Yeah,
now I
I'm
want to
gonna
say,
do
I
piece
break
by
it out
piece.
into 20, I want to put
Yeah.
20
You don't have
houses
to
in
do it-
here.
you
and-
don't
if there's
Well,
20 lots,
Well,
But at
we'll
that
get
point,
to
it's
that.
a
Just
pretty
a
major
bunch of
development,
houses
you gotta
close
kind of look at
up.
traffic and,
I mean, honestly.
Right,
You
right,
know,
and if they
there's
already
some-
had
there's
all
some
the, all
roads.
the, all the right frontage and everything,
Yeah,
then,
Then,
go right ahead.
on
Because the
some of
road's already there, every other house is in the same
yeah, I guess it is
zone.
about that established road, once there's, if there's already an approved
An
established,
existed
like
road,
existing
public right of
public
way,
right of
Yeah.
way.
public road.
Let
There's a
'em
difference
build.
in right of way.
Not right away,
Yeah.
road,
Road.
So-
Yeah.
Paved road.
registered
Some of
with
the roads in
state.
Charlton may not be able to handle 30 brand-new houses on it, and that's
Right.
a problem that we need to look
So
at.
you buy a big piece of land and now
Yeah,
you're,
well, that's the town's problem, then the town
That's
has to
gonna
upgrade
divide
the road.
us.
Well, if we have a subdivision, we have that phased growth. We're on a back road and there's 20 lots, you don't get the benefit of
how
phased
many,
growth for the
how many
schools.
places in this town do we have that much strip of a road that's open?
Everywhere.
I was gonna say,
Everywhere.
Look at that map over there.
10 mile section.
Think of Burlingame Road, there's large spots of land, and that's not a
Bond.
very
Did Bond
wide
just-
road
there was
right there
something
coming
in today's
through.
paper that-
What-
T Hall.
What's the downside of getting rid of this look-back period? Or, the whole, or lots that were in a 5-year period prior, blah, blah, blah.
That's just it. It doesn't slow the development at all. Like, you could just go in and build 30 houses right in a row.
And what's the
Maybe that is
significance of
phased
single
growth.
ownership?
I think that was probably why it was put in there to slow the
Stagger
growth
it,
and,
yeah.
and get an understanding of how many houses are going in and is it suitable in that
Phased
location
growth
and how,
for your
and how
schools,
can we
so you
get
don't-
this?
Was
to-
it a means of slowing down the process of?
Cause it'd be one because it'd be one developer, right, one
I think it's
developer.
more for overpowering the schools.
So there's E. Bayless Road, big farm there, was acquired by a known person and chopped out one at a time,
Yeah.
And it is sort of like a subdivision, but it's along a way that exists.
Those are just houses.
So it's I haven't.
Yeah. And
But here again, here's something that could come and be a gotcha to a guy sitting in my position,
Yeah.
or the board, or the town, and why was this put in?
Yeah.
What is it we're trying to accomplish with this?
So you have all this property, whatever, you So now and if you sell a lot to individual people, it wouldn't count, right? Because this is
Right.
one person who's just building.
It says, or lots that were any single ownership in 5 years. So if you've got 6 lots and you broke them out, first 5 people get building permits. It's the 6th guy that are.
What if we get rid of, my suggestion, what if you get rid of that look back period?
What if you change the number a little higher? What if you go 10 houses in 5
But
years?
put that in the special permit for subdevelopments. Just say the town or the planning board has to consider phased growth or something. Get rid of it from here and put it in the subdivision.
I think it's in the
Trail
subdivision.
Well, subdivision is a whole
I'm
different
sorry.
animal under a
Because you
whole
have roads, you're
different
creating
set of
like-
rules. It's out. The only thing that crosses from subdivision to the basis of the zoning bylaw is lot size.
So why don't
Lot
you do?
size.
Why don't we do 5? Or do 10 single family and 5 multi-family dwellings. But we're limiting it to, you've got 4 duplexes or 2 duplexes you can put in, and kind of say, well, and 10 houses doesn't seem overburdening in 5 years.
What do other towns do?
I don't know.
Right.
I need to have your temperature first, so I
Planning
know.
board
We need to know what the purpose
website
was
that
when it
emails
was
you get.
But
put in there, when the language was put in there to begin with.
I think 5
Do we
is a
still
little
have
restrictive.
that
in
same
my opinion.
goal?
If that
The reason-
6th house gets sold to, the lot gets sold to his sister who will be
Yep.
made an LLC.
Or
and
all
we
of
keep
them.
going.
I mean, you could do that if you have doing 30 houses. You could do that every. I mean, there's always
5
ways to
years.
get around it.
A new LLC.
Takes time. So you're slowing that growth a little bit.
What is this? All right, no, that's
Is it a
weird.
legitimate way to slow growth? Is it the right way to slow growth?
Well, what,
So this is not a subdevelopment, it's just a major residential development. So this is saying we could have 5 units on one lot?
No, it's saying that 5, because you have to have the equivalent of, so if I have a large parcel of land, if I have 1,000 feet on Pinka Street, any street, Charlton, and
T
I,
Hall Road.
okay, there you
We're
go.
picking a small street for that purpose.
Right, well, there's 1,000 feet on T Hall Road
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yep.
no problem at all,
Yep.
right? Every 175 feet, I have enough frontage for a new lot.
Yep.
And what this says to me, if I enforce it to it, is within 5 years, that parcel is converted into 5 or more lots, I have to retroactively tell them they have to come back to planning board when the 5th person comes to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
you can't. That's
I don't
I
know.
think the number is too small.
Like, you have any big
Yeah.
any big landowner who decides that the kid inherits a lot and they're just breaking it up and they're selling individual lots, $100,000 a lot, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
So you could have all individual people all buy these lots. They're all for sale right now.
Right.
And they're all a
all
good
built
deal.
all at the
So
same
now
time.
you have
Yeah.
a bunch of people, different developers, different
Yeah.
builders. I'm building this house, and you could potentially 30 houses could be built
Right.
just by different people, and we'd have the same
Yeah.
issue that we're trying to stop here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Really, so
Let them build.
what-
Go, yeah.
so-
Go right ahead.
We'd have no way of preventing that with the current.
Well, as long as it was,
all we're doing is we're saying that one person technically can't maybe make all the money, right? Or something.
No, because it
No.
doesn't say that. It
No.
says that if I make 5 lots out of one parcel, and the 5th house comes to me for a building permit, they all should have had site plan review.
You can't go back in time. That's
No,
not
that's-
right.
but this is
Right.
Here's my problem.
so let's put it this way. I
Five
could
years.
I could
Yeah.
take my 20 lots along this road, subdivide it, make A&Rs, 20 A&Rs out of it, but I still own ownership of all those lots. I could sell 4.
Individual to a developer, right?
Yeah, I could.
Or individual.
I could sell individual lots. When I hit the 5th lot, he can't build or have the
It
5th
needs
lot.
site plan
That
review.
that
He needs a site plan review.
that the,
So-
the person who wants
5 seems awful small, but there has to be some limit, because what if I've got, 20, I've got 20 on both sides of the road. Now I've got 40 houses going on T Hall Road.
But they're for
in-
sale
in
now.
half an acre. Yeah.
But
But now that road becomes a major development that we've got
But
no
we still have to
control
have the
over.
frontage.
Road,
Yeah, it's
road's
gotta
not
meet
good.
all
That's how I
It's
feel.
a
If
narrow
it's a
road, it's
subdivision,
windy,
that
it's,
means that
and
they're
you
pouring
can't.
I
houses
still
on
think-
the
I
lot.
still
They
think
want
that's-
to, they
it's
have-
just
they can
like
make
an
their own
undue-
way in there, that's not an
Dirt.
actual street.
Yeah.
It's an
So-
undue burden to so I go and I buy that 5th lot, and all of a sudden I go to pull my permit, my builder, and Kirk
I
goes,
agree. So
sorry,
what-
Patsy, like,
Right.
this
So
huge
why do it?
expense, you
So-
need to do this, right?
Makes me question the whole thing. Well, like, what?
Everybody
Oh,
has.
I
to do
agree,
that.
5 is a
Right.
small number. I
And,
think that's-
and maybe that's the answer. Maybe we look at other parts of the bylaw
Yeah,
that regulate,
phased growth.
well, phased growth is within subdivisions.
Yeah.
But other parts of the law that says, okay, if you, so we have that in the village district, okay? We just changed in the
Yeah.
village district, a duplex
Yeah.
requires site plan review.
Yeah.
It's allowed,
Yeah.
but it requires site plan review. But 2 single-family homes side by side.
Yeah.
So I just want to be careful
Yeah.
before I came to you guys and says, let's just get rid of this whole line.
My opinion is like, it just makes me question the whole thing. What if a developer just bought 20 lots all over town along the same street and just started building? That's not a major.
That's not under this, that's not under this.
But this is just because it used to be one big old lot. Like, who
It
cares?
sounds like it was a means of
cares?
trying to discourage people from doing that.
Yeah.
right?
What if a builder just bought a bunch of lots on T Hall Road
And who would,
and put
who
up
would
20
know?
houses right now?
How would I, if I went, if the lots were all divided and I happened to be that lucky person who bought the 5th lot,
Yeah.
would I even know?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, all right.
So, you know what I'm
Not
saying?
until
Like-
Kurt tells you.
Right.
Right, but we-
Now-
We had to deal, and part of the reason for this
203-7.
discussion is that conservation and stormwater management had to wrestle with this issue too, which is a separate.
Because now I'm suing everybody. Like
I
I'm
Can we
question-
match conservation?
Frankly, I question the
We have
whole
a
thing.
problem
Like,
with that.
Yeah, I don't-
There is no major residential
I think
subdivision. That's
it's-
a subdivision.
Yeah, you know,
There
that,
I
is
think
no
it-
major residential
Yeah, is
development.
that
I'd
even
love to know what
category?
Just
our
because it
attorneys
used to be
think
all
about
over.
this.
I don't know, like I say, I need, before I start proposing changes, I'm bringing to you questions and suggestions to see.
I like the concept, like it's trying to protect the town, but in
I'm
the
just trying to think of
meantime-
worst case scenario that could happen.
Meaning because I bought the 5th lot,
Yeah.
because I'm so loud, I'd be so mad.
Oh, rightfully so.
Right?
Yeah,
And then
no,
all of
I
a
agree.
sudden, I can't build my dream house, right? I put every penny in this lot, and now they're saying, you gotta figure it out. And now it's in court for the next couple of years. And
Well, I
right?
mean, it would just be
It's
site plan review, but
So it's trying
it's
to
not
keep-
like you can't do it.
But like Kurt said,
You
site
just need
plan
to
review
review.
of what,
It's
all
arbitrary.
5 of them?
But then-
These houses are already built.
So what
I
happens,
don't like it.
so then nothing happens and then
No.
another 4 houses get built, right? And at what point do you say, no, the road can't handle any, because
Yeah.
if there's now buildable lots, we can't say, sorry, the road can't handle
Yeah.
that one more house, how, like,
Right.
who,
How
I
many
think,
building permits last
This-
year?
I can't imagine this
30?
ever, if this
20?
ever went to like
30-ish.
30.
high
So-
level court, like, I can't imagine this ever being, like, this seems like it's just, like,
There-
kinda sketchy a
It
little
is.
bit, right?
Yeah.
There's 20 or 30 every year. They're just scattered. And this is just saying, oh, if they're too close, then that's bad.
Kurt mentioned something, conservation had a problem with this, what did you mean?
So conservation and stormwater management is a similar but different issue. It's governed by EPA and DEP. And not the expert. I work with all of these folks in the building, right? So if you clear an acre or more, you're subject to stormwater management rules. Okay, not meaning drainage and wetlands, meaning dirt and stuff getting off the lot and changing the hydrology. Okay, so people have to put little mini retention basins in on their property to comply with that stormwater management. So there's a clause in that set of rules that says, or in, 5 lots, and they worked on it. I don't know what the real answer was, but they worked on it because, well, this A&R that's been hanging around for 20 years is a division of 5 or more lots. And they worked their way through it. And I said, yeah, bro, I got it, but this doesn't make any sense. These other houses were built 15 years ago.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you can't just start.
See, I'm so deeply into the setting up for the next guy. I'm going to be done in a few, 5 years, less than 5 years, whatever it is, right? But it's me okay making a decision.
Because you know all the decisions that were made for the last forever.
Right. but when that guy comes up out of left field, just like I said, it's oh, Kurt, you can't issue a building permit on Jennings Drive because it's not a public way.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Kurt, these people should have had site plan review.
Right. I think this was in place, and it's some old holdback before we had a subdivision section in the bylaws. This was probably there, like, that's up to me.
So, okay, let me.
Do you want to vote, or do you want to take our?
It's probably said the poetry.
No, I wouldn't vote on it
No, that wasn't
now.
Bill.
I have
That was Tom.
an idea
Tom Reed, yeah. Tom Reed
that
probably
I
did
need
that.
to help you explore what this is and what
Little
consequences there are for removing it.
Yeah, right.
There's recordings of that.
Yeah,
We can always just leave it,
yeah.
right?
No, I think if there's a problem, let's fix it.
Well, let's fix it, but
I
Let's
honestly,
fix it, but let's not create a bigger problem that we didn't
I
foresee.
honestly,
is what
I
I'm
honestly think
curious,
it's like sketchy. It's messy. It like leaves open liability.
Yeah.
It leaves open lawsuits. It doesn't protect. It doesn't protect
Be
our
nice to
towns
know
in any way.
Who put that in, when they put that in, and why they put that in?
We've decided that it was Tom Reed, and he did it in poetry form.
I don't know, so I have the history, because I have to go back in history and bylaws to find out what was allowed, and so I can go back, the first thing I do is go back to 1987.
Yeah.
Because I have a copy of what we adopted. The town clerk has it, right? It's a public record. Go back to the zoning table that was incorporated in 1987. I was there and I voted for it. Comprehensive zoning. Took us 3 or 4 years, I think, to get to it because nobody wouldn't tell me what to do with my land. But I don't want a nuclear waste dump next to my house.
The balance.
I don't want this, but you can't tell me what to do with my land.
Right.
Of course.
So it took over three, maybe 5 years of going to town meeting year after year to get it
Codified.
to get it passed. So I will go back and see if it was in the original bylaw. If it was in the original bylaw, it came from a model bylaw somewhere. Came from Grafton. Grafton adopted almost the same time as we did. I found it. Same consultant.
Right.
Probably, right? I mean,
Right.
some consultant wrote it. So.
When did the subdivision bylaw come in?
I think subdivision predates the zoning bylaw.
Yeah.
Because subdivision of land is vested in the general laws as a separate section. Zoning is,
Per town.
well, zoning is under the Zoning and Enabling Act, Chapter 40A, Section 1 through whatever.
Nobody would have a problem getting rid of that.
I'm happy to get rid of it.
Right?
Subdivision.
But subdivision, I think, law came in the 40s. But each town still then has to,
Sometime after World War II.
have to adopt a subdivision regulation complying with the law.
We do.
But it's from what I see, it's a little more prescribed. Zoning, and I say the word zoning enabling act because we as a community get our power from the state, only what they grant us. Right? We can't set speed limits. You know, that's, you know, we don't govern
Yeah.
cigarettes to a certain extent. We, you know, we haven't been given that right as a community to do that. So the ADU law, which some people looked at, rights were taken away from the community. No, they have been given to the community, and the legislature changed the give.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you very much. It was
Yeah,
enjoyable.
excellent. Oh, that's a good one. Number 3 is the hardest, I still think. but
Yeah.
Multiple uses. Let us know what you come up with on that.
Yeah, hi.
I may have asked for more.
I would be very in favor of just getting rid of it. I think it doesn't,
This particular one.
that one, that is
Yeah.
I do like.
That's right here.
Yeah.
You know, on the face, Patty, I agree with you. I think it's right, but I just want to make sure it doesn't
Yeah.
enable
Something
something
else.
else to happen in
Right.
a place,
Yeah. Like, is a developer going to be able to game the system
Yeah.
because that's not
right?
there?
Because multifamily
Yeah.
is allowed in certain zones.
Yeah,
And that would
Yeah.
be 5 units, so
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe part of the answer, and I'm just
Yeah.
coming to me, connected,
Yeah, adjacent properties or something.
no, connected
No,
units.
Yeah.
connected
Oh,
units,
Okay, so,
condos or
Right.
townhouses or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, true, okay.
see, that's
Yeah.
why I'm
Yes.
careful about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, yeah.
It was a good idea, I can see it, but now that
Yeah.
we
Thanks.
think.
But now that you
Sure.
just
My
said
fault.
that one word, connected,
Yep.
changes everything.
But they got to be separate lots. So yeah. Good.
I just can't, it
Yeah.
just seems so, it seems like, imagine being that
No,
that
I don't,
person.
no, doesn't make any sense. If you have
Well,
proper
in
frontage,
fact,
then-
what he's also saying is that it retroactively makes the other 4 lots, I don't know, what's the term?
But what are you gonna, how are you gonna make something, how are you gonna make something
Could be.
happen?
Yeah.
How do you,
Yeah, they're already
So
built.
it's-
What are you going to site plan? You know,
It has to be changed.
whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, we should also collect our thoughts on bylaws, like the decommission
Go
plan is
through
the
it.
one that I.
Yeah, what do you want in that? Like, if I was to just lightly change what we asked for, don't dive into what the state's gonna.
Not yet on all the renewables, but I put
Just-
together, this was like months ago, and I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
looking at it today, the
Yeah.
decommissioning policy or something. Well, that's a
We
good.
don't have a policy, I mean, we can't.
I know.
we can't do a
Policies aren't
policy. We can make it-
enforceable in court.
It would
You
have to
can't-
be into.
We want bylaws. Right.
Yeah, and,
I was just gonna say that this argues for a policy because the technology is changing so fast. We should just make it a policy so that we don't have to go back to meeting all the time.
yeah,
but
'cause-
there has to be a generic policy that allows, well, a policy, I'm sorry, a bylaw that allows us to use our policy. Does that make sense? So the bylaw needs to, this is,
Yeah.
so work, this is what we do. This is my life, right? You have a policy, but the policy can't be so, strict that you
Yeah.
can't allow people to do what they need to do to get their job done, right?
Yeah.
So that, and then you, like our regulations are our, like board of trustee, it would be like our bylaws,
Yeah.
right? So you make the bylaw say, this, the very important things, A, B, C, and D, and then for whatever, C, the policy, the planning board
Right,
has a
right, right.
discretion
Right.
to look at it this way or something. And
So
the other-
I asked about policy,
Right.
and it's a guidance. There's no, you can't.
It's court.
It's not, it can't go to court. It's
The only
not
thing,
nothing.
the only thing for
It's
court
just
is
a guidance.
your consistent treatment of something.
Oh,
So
all
the
right.
only thing that
That's a better way to
it
explain
protects
it.
you.
Yeah,
It protects you in
yeah.
court because you
Right.
you
All right.
you always follow this policy. You didn't not like that person and
Right.
decide that.
All right. Then-
Okay.
Then we'll have to put it
yeah.
in bylaws.
At least for me, I mean, we can ask our attorneys too,
Yeah.
but this is what
It's hard, because if you don't put it in a bylaw,
Yeah. and there's
like if we
wiggle
didn't
room.
have batteries in the bylaw,
Yeah.
we're what is it called, when if it's not in our bylaw, we don't allow it, right? Because of new things like
That's
this.
what we say,
It's
Yeah.
like
But then the state overrides that, and then now
Now-
we have no
yeah.
control whatsoever.
All right, so anyway,
All
think
right.
about things that we
I
need to
think I still
update.
have yours.
That thing, I think we just need to tighten up the bond, the surety and all of that. And I had gone through and just to make
You
sure
did.
we have a line item of everything that needs to be repaired or set back
And then
to original
a
use.
little line that says, it may include additional things not known at this time.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to have that in there
Something
because
like
we're only
Yeah. And then
volunteers, you
let's
know.
review it and get this in
Because
before
the
we
state
miss
also has
another
it,
deadline.
they have a
for
guideline.
the
Okay.
May, so
Maybe
then,
we'll be lucky enough to get a new governor and help us.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Master plan discussion is next on the agenda. Anyone have the appetite to go through the master plan discussion?
It's getting late again. But just for clarity, I put a spreadsheet
Yes.
and a PowerPoint, I think, that can explain things a little bit better. I don't know if everybody's gone through all the proposals yet or whatnot. And does everybody have access to the SharePoint site? I know you
Yep.
can access it.
Yep.
You can
I think
access
you gave
it.
it to me.
Have you tried it? Okay.
And I
You-
haven't tried it.
You haven't tried
Yeah.
it. You've got a
I have
username. You have
access.
access.
I don't have a username, I have it, so I-
I thought
You've
it was
got-
just from our email.
Email, it's your email
Yeah.
address and your
Oh,
email
okay, all
password,
right.
you should be able to get to it. So if you click on the link, it'll bring this up. It's just a spreadsheet that you can, 1 through 5, rank everybody, similar to what Patsy had done last week, but it's on the line for everybody to access. There's,
in what folder or what?
So we can send it out. I can send it out exactly what folder. I think it's, and I don't remember now, it's under master plan discussion or something like that. Off of, in the documents folder. So the SharePoint is just like a hard drive. It's got all the same folders and that you normally find on a computer. It just sits somewhere.
I like
So we'll-
these descriptions
We'll be
better.
able to give, if they're all on the same page versus what Andrew gave us, right?
Yes.
I think, I don't know if anybody verified with Andrew, but I know like legally, what he put together here,
Yeah.
like he, I don't think he really, these things were like very generic. He just threw it together because legally he needs to say, here is proof that the board,
Yep.
the
Yep.
board scored and they
And
didn't just choose,
quantitative.
they didn't just choose their cousins.
And this could suit that same
That
purpose.
should,
Yeah.
there should be no
Okay.
reason, as an auditor, I
So
would accept that.
if you
so-
fill it out online and save it back into that folder, it does the weighted averaging and everything. So if you look at like I have filled out here, and you can just pass that along. If you provide a score for each thing, it'll average it out, and you can look at it and go, oh, this one's better than this one, and here's your top 3.
Well, there must be, maybe there's something standard
And I'm
about
sorry
what
to
you did.
geek out on you a little bit.
No, I like that better.
But
because
it's,
I'm looking at this
it's
going,
easier, yeah.
They all have
Save it.
big knowledge.
You can save it as a tab. I saved that under Dawn.
If I-
I pre-pended it with my name on there, just so that
Yeah,
they're all on
it's
there.
kind of like what I had, this is
Yep.
prettier.
Maybe you should
Um,
name
very pretty.
one for each.
I could do that. I mean, I could go in there and make, I
If
could
you go
go
through,
in there and
like,
make one for
if I
everybody
compare
and
this,
send
there's
everybody a
no-
link and
now
just
it's all
do it.
opinion.
Hit
This
save
is-
and close
this
it
will be
and it'll
much
save to
more,
that same spot. So I can do that.
This is
That's easy
generic,
enough to do.
it's just
That
so
will
to suit
save
the auditor.
a lot of back and
But
forth.
he said he
doesn't need
needed
any.
that.
He said he just, he
It was
wants
so
that
similar,
from
like they
everyone.
went to the
You want to put-
playbook, how to
And
do
are we
it.
supposed
So
to fill it out on our
that was like,
own?
I'm like going,
So
and
then
then,
you
of
pass
course
it
they can do
to
it.
me,
Yes,
and
they
then I
might
give
do
it to him.
They just submitted one.
But I'm
So
not
it's
gonna
very
give it to
hard
him
for
until
me
I have
to
it.
say,
This is
yep,
yours.
they all do, yep.
I have my name on them.
About all
So
of
she said that he wants those.
He wants these.
Sure.
This is
I mean,
for all but
That's
his,
fine.
but not
You want it.
the CMPRC.
I just,
No
the
problem.
thing is that it's so generic that you have many that are just, they're all highly advantaged, like VHB,
Yeah.
Barrett and CMRPC are
Sure.
all HAs right across the board, and how do you,
So let's send them this and see if that's suitable for them.
dead.
How are we supposed to
I mean,
make
we can do that.
decisions
So-
without value for cost and transparency of budget? That's not really.
So I mean, that was, yeah, I mean,
you-
I think I
do you wanna
read
just-
everybody about the
Do you
same on
have
that one because
Do you
they're
wanna
all
just show
going
them
with the
this,
same
like,
budget.
Show them one of these.
Okay.
Just show
I
it
just,
to them?
you know, and some of the other things are like, yeah, they're all the same here, but they vary a little bit here and there.
I think
and
because
it-
most
it all
boards
comes out.
don't go through the effort of.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that most
It's
boards
really
don't
tough.
create
It
create
was,
things
so I
this
started
nice.
diving into
If,
staff again.
He
And
didn't.
I find myself
Yeah,
making
that's-
decisions like VHB wrote January
Yeah,
28th,
Jeff makes it for
2025
everybody.
on
Yeah,
He make it.
That sort
He's
of
gonna
thing.
hire
Well,
Dylan
that's
to
what
create
I'm
it for all the
For the
boards.
price we're
right.
paying, they shouldn't have the
They
type.
shouldn't have the
So
right
staff
year.
is kind of in there as project management and team structure. So team rules, capacity, how many
Yeah.
people,
Yeah, I'll do
schedule
that.
management, things like that. And-
But again, some of them did
It
do
actually says
master
it in
plans
the
and some
number,
did
though.
bridges, or they
Set
did
paper
town
and-
centers.
Yeah.
So they were very
And you kinda-
specialized, so.
But I
I
just don't
kind
know
of
if
weighed
he
that
has
into
to
my
add
numbers
that.
when I
Yeah, I
went
was like,
through there.
If they
That
focus
looks like
on
something
those
he's
instead of
created
presenting
as,
master
like,
plans,
it's
it
like
means
a
that they don't have as
template
many master
from.
plans.
Yeah,
you
you
know, I'm a
And then the
template.
PowerPoint is just a kind of a breakdown, a little bit of breakdown of it's very generic. For each company's a little bit different, and I pulled out some of
Oh, the
the
one that you just, yeah.
stuff. Well, this is so that's in there too in the packet. But
And
Nice.
some of that,
You
you
get
must be
that today.
bringing, do you have some knowledge other than what's in those?
just
documents
looking at
about
their
the
experience
companies?
and what they've done in the past and gone through their resume as to kind of
Oh, the individual
looking at, yeah.
resume.
Yeah.
And I started looking at other towns' master plans, like what did they present, which was easy for me with CMRPC, because I know a girl who works in Leicester, and it was kind of funny about how, I'm not gonna word it right.
I think I printed it.
The criteria for them, it was more about the state and being in line with the state.
Yeah, so
It really bothered me that they spent a lot of time on complying with the new laws and not necessarily
like-
what we wanted.
like we want energy growth. Like the state has an energy plan, a very serious one. They really, and that was my really goal with them is when we went to their seminar, when their little conference thing, you could see it in everything they did, right? You could see,
Underlying state
right,
goal.
and
To facilitate the state's goals.
They've been asked to do projects
Yeah.
by the state that, and
Well, they are-
they're,
They are quasi-government, so they
they're
do.
gonna promote who funds them. So, but we want somebody who's gonna sit in front of us and say, what do you want, and what does Charlton want, right? And of course, we have to be in line with all the, state regs but we don't have to go in there, we don't have to say, we want 50% of our town to be solar fields so we can supply the whole entire state with so much solar and save the planet. Here, we could,
Right.
but we don't,
Might not come out in the discussion groups, right?
Yeah, so they have 40
Surface.
towns that they cover, and they've only done 9 master plans in 9 years, 4 in progress. That's not a lot of master plans, unless they didn't list them all. CMRPC.
oh.
They didn't list a lot, so
In
they
that
have
pile of
40
things
towns.
that I
That's
have, I don't
crazy.
see CMPRC's not in there.
It's-
So
it's-
the
Yeah,
old
I
one-
thought I gave you one.
yeah, I know.
I'll give you one.
Anyway, it seemed they promoted being in line with the state and how to comply with the state laws.
Did they put up, did they do
It's
a
their
new one or
job.
is it the old one?
It's the
Their
old one,
job, but-
And we want
Oh,
our,
it is,
we
okay.
want our consultant to tell us that.
but
To say-
they can be included, I
You
asked
can't,
them.
no master plan, no committee, you can't ban solar because,
Yeah, you
like we
can't
want
ban
them to tell us, when we're going astray, but we just don't want them to lead us.
So one more thing, if you don't have access or you can't access this spreadsheet, take it, fill it out, just send it back to me and I'll input it and put it on the system. I can do that. So just if you don't have access or can't do it, just send it to me.
So
Take a
can
picture
we-
of it,
can
fill
we
it out,
do-
take a
can
picture
we
of
all
it,
try to-
send it to me
I
and I
have
can
a
do it.
scanner.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
all try to do this earlier so we can actually have everybody's numbers for our next meeting all?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Rather than
Does anybody have a problem with that?
by
I'll
next
send
meeting,
some.
yeah.
So
I
Pretty
don't really
much
have to
made my
do this, right?
numbers
'Cause I'm
already.
an
Yeah,
alternate.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have to do my homework.
Yeah.
You don't, you're not required to fill out the sheet.
John, because that way we
Ugly
can.
sheet.
I'll send it out, I'll create a
You fill out
different file
something
for
you want
everybody,
Yeah.
So that way
so
you'll
that
have,
we're not overwriting
so
anything.
you'll have,
You're a special
all the
project
files and maybe
coordinator.
somehow we
Yeah.
can, then we can go to ChatGPT and be like, can you integrate these and do and
We can do that.
And then March 4th, our master plan discussion will be reviewing our scoring.
Yep.
And going further.
And it would be nice to get it done then.
So what I might do is
since
I
they all
just
start
might
in
put
March
everybody on a
anyway.
different tab.
Yeah.
Can we-
Keep it all in one
What else-
file and just
what
different
else do we
tab.
have for
Everybody
March-
gets their own tab.
The March 4th meeting.
Then I
Can
can
we
pull
not
things off the
schedule
tabs
anything
and-
else?
and-
Can we keep
Great.
March, can we just say no one else can,
Yep.
March 4th is full? And
Oh.
so we can focus.
Well, we have that possible, the hearing one. So,
I know we have an extension, I mean,
Yeah.
they
The site
like,
plan.
they extended, and they extended.
Ponican Hill, I don't think, well, next era might be coming in, and then Ponican Hill.
Pelican Hill's for sale too.
It
That-
is.
Yeah, that parcel's for sale.
Where they've got the site plan, really?
It's listed online. I
Interesting.
sent it to Bill, Bill Blasius, because he was trying to work that little parking
I think
area.
it's okay, I think
Maybe
that
he's decided,
if-
yeah, you
if
can't
we
get
just
involved with
sort
that,
of
that's,
do that
it was
8 to
more work
9,
than what he originally thought it was gonna
if
be.
we
and-
No,
just
I
kinda
think he's
take this
fine,
and just do
'cause
this
he has
whole
the
thing,
land in the
eight-
back, so-
Like
Yeah.
8 to 9 and.
Finish it up. Right,
Yeah.
block it.
Block it so that we're not just,
And we have all this there, but I'm saying if we just
Yeah.
kind of keep
so we
that
haven't
and,
run out of
and
little gray cells by that time.
So we can probably close on it next week, next meeting?
Right.
as long
Yep.
as we have our numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think, is everybody, I mean, based on what my scoring in
What?
red, it's VHB, Barrett, and
Care
CMRPC are the top 3, and I don't think.
Those were, I don't know, that, you've got
They
my
were
sheet
mine,
in front,
they
those
were
are,
mine.
those are the top three.
Well, I
Yeah.
did
Anybody
my
find-
top two.
Anybody like IMAX?
Yeah, you have to put them in the next one.
Okay, excellent.
I had they're all, I think they were the next one down,
Together.
I think those were the 4th,
You
that
have
was
to
the 4th one
sign
down.
Where did I have them? You have my sheet there.
I thought for a big
I've got that.
company, they.
They were close, I mean, a lot of them were
But I've
close.
got one for you to sign.
All
so I
right,
can
There
okay,
was-
all right.
Yeah,
Three
same,
for
same, he's the same.
Any one
So,
of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
both get
think
it,
so.
so
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we're,
do we get to know how much they are?
This is good,
Or,
thank you.
or assume it's 150?
We'll
It's,
assume
I think it's all 150.
Because
Yeah.
CMRPC
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
155, and they said the first 50 would come from us, and then the second would be them and
A grant.
a shared grant.
Well, that was the grant that
That they
was,
got for
that they
us.
got for us.
But I
yes.
thought
So
we had
that's-
to contribute to it, no?
Well, we have to put in the first 50.
but
Okay,
we have that.
But we
Well,
have
we
it.
had that,
okay.
yep.
And we're gonna do that.
And,
for all.
and we have to spend that 50 to get that
That's right.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're all, so, I mean, we're all pretty much on the same page with, I mean, we could have gone ahead and scheduled, started scheduling an interview with those 3 if we're.
Do
that
we
was-
need an interview, or do you think bringing them in here, what are you gonna ask them, and is that gonna change
If
their
anybody
mind?
has any questions, I mean, truly, I have equal in all my scores. I have VHB and Barrett like equal on, and the only thing that I can say that the reason why the VHB comes above is because we dealt with them before and they did a great job and
That's kind of what pushed them above for me too.
So you were you on the board when
couple,
VHB
Lori,
was
you were on the
chosen?
master plan.
Yeah.
So were
You guys
part of
weren't cool
choosing
enough?
VHB at the
You
time?
No, all we did was, I remember it,
I was on there
maybe
way
2
back. I was on
meetings.
Yeah, downstairs.
Yeah.
We had a couple meetings.
Yeah, I was on Cape and Hill there.
So how did VHB end up getting chosen? Then did any of you get involved in that choice at that time?
God, that was so many years ago. We did the same deal. Like people put bids in and
But they feel like you got
They did it with CMPRC
Did a really good
too,
job?
right?
Yeah,
It
and
was
they-
it was kind of a joint thing.
they hired, yeah, CMRC did a piece of it. They got data from them and stuff. And I think we brought them in and we brought them in and they did ask questions or interview or something. I just can't.
Mm.
I don't remember.
So do they really have a lot of, so much information about the town that,
They're good at it. They know how to get it. They get it. They do their research. They know what data to pull from what databases and you know.
that's what you found from,
I think they all
Yeah.
do. They all.
They all good mapping resources so they can map the densities or whatever.
don't they all seem to
they all
have that
do. Yeah,
capability
sure
though?
they all
I'm just wondering if the fact that VHB did whether you're gonna call it the 2007 or 2008,
do. Yeah, yeah, but all the people.
does that
know
make
it.
enough of a difference that we should give them
Yeah.
extra points?
Well, the reason why I did, and probably the reason why Dawn did, was because they were, if you score them all the way down, it's like they're almost exactly across. Like when you're rating them,
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, I, for some reason, I keep on going back to Barrett, and I was like, I like that
They're small.
their
That's what I like,
pictures
too.
are nicer. Does that sound like? And I'm like, can I like them because they're
Yeah,
if
no,
all's equal and you're looking at those other things, Barrett does better images. Like
They did?
The
I
master
thought they
plan.
did.
I thought the master plan was a little bit prettier. I thought their master plans were.
They all grabbed the same photos too, which was kind of funny. Like some of them look,
Well,
how many pictures of the
Good
library
generic.
does it matter?
well, what's that picture that looks like, is that South Point or something? One of them, that big hall?
Yeah, and some of the staff, like I said, some were
Yep.
from South Africa, and he's only been here 2 years working.
Is that
So,
from the
on a
VH?
map.
Did you,
One of
Barrett?
them.
Was that from Barrett or VHB?
I'm not sure.
But I mean, it's,
I wrote it down, but
so again, I still have. I like VHB. I think because
Because you had a good experience
We have a good
working
experience.
with them, is that it?
and because they rate high.
they were.
They rate high across the board with all the ratings. Because, I mean, you saw, like, my sheet was similar to theirs, not, you know, I score them all across based
On
So-
how, what they
Anyway,
say
that
about
was-
themselves.
Excellent.
We
Oh,
came
yeah,
up
Get a
with
set
that.
of minutes
Oh,
on
Thanks
it,
for
What they
putting
say about themselves.
No,
Thanks for
because,
pushing
like,
this forward.
minutes.
Do it.
they
Yep.
presented how many,
Minutes.
what towns they worked on.
Thanks
and
for
how
the
they
stuff.
We have a draft of the planning board minutes for February 4th, 2026. Please review that, and then we can discuss if there's any other planning board
Yeah, a couple updates I have, yeah. Yep.
The annual report looks really good, too.
You like that? Any changes I, Bill signed. Yeah, all of a sudden she said it was due. So if you guys, I can give her that tomorrow.
Make a motion to approve the February 4th planning board minutes.
I second the motion.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And do we need to make a motion on the annual
You can.
report?
You can.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like you signed it,
Yep.
so. Yeah. It was just for Bill to sign?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked at
We
it.
make a motion to allow Bill, no.
Yeah.
Bill signed it.
All in favor?
Sign it.
Aye. Busy, huh?
Any?
Yeah, we are.
That's a lot.
Yep, Ken Kozowski came in today and he wants Lamb's Farm, as-built to be reviewed. I talked to Mary, we got a little problem because she needs everything by March 4th. And we have to have it. They do the public hearing. Mike still has to review it. They have to do the meets and bounds, so she doesn't think he's gonna be able to pull this off.
Was this to make it a public road?
Meeting.
Except
To
the road?
accept,
Oh.
Ashley and Amber Road.
As public.
So I gotta let him know that tomorrow.
You don't think we can squeeze
She doesn't, I don't know, I'll let him know. I mean, if he can pull it off, but it's in his hands.
Yeah, yeah. Hate to make them wait, or not
Didn't he
him,
bring
so
this,
much as the
like, months
neighbors
ago?
wait another year.
I'll let you know. I'll handle that tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the 35 North Main Street, just to let everybody
Does it
know,
have to be the May town meeting, or could it be either one of the meetings?
he can do the
Fall,
the
okay.
fall.
Yeah.
35 North Main Street is on the water sewer agenda for March 4th at 6:40. I don't know if anybody wants to watch that. It's Zoom.
I'll watch it.
Don't we, what's our meeting?
Water, sewer on March.
They have it the same day. They were meeting in the select board.
I was gonna say, they're
They asked
on the
us
same
if I
night we
wasn't
are,
on
so
it.
You won't be
we're not gonna be able to.
No,
I'm their one.
Tonight, they
One
went
person
in
that
there, they
watches.
Zoom every meeting.
Oh, do
The
they?
one person
Every
that
meeting.
watches Zoom on the water and sewer.
So I'll find out more
What-
Are you
information.
watching our phone?
The
Yeah,
Zoom.
you sent that out.
Yes.
What happened in
You got one?
Conservation.
conservation?
Do you want this?
Did they, any
Yeah,
discussion?
but I
or
will go
was
on
it-
anyway. I just.
Well, I think there's a
I'm
problem.
waiting for Drew to put it online so I can watch it.
There's a problem. with
Conservation from last night.
You can take mine.
Yeah, I have to get their Zoom. I have to get their Zoom from last week.
That's all I
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I didn't make it, so,
Okay.
okay.
So that's something they're handling, because I can't have it.
All right?
Yeah.
241's gonna be bringing in a modification to the plan. Mike has to review it, but I made copies for
Do
everybody.
they have a tenant?
No idea.
No, just a mod.
Yeah.
Site mod.
So Mike will be reviewing this and let us know if it's a simple modification or if it's gonna require a public hearing. That's his decision.
Our top secret, with the top secret tenant.
Yep.
Did anybody sign a
You
non-disclosure
have another one
agreement?
of them?
They're
Yes, of
legal.
course. Yeah.
I just wondered.
Jane had to sign in blood.
No, really, they're legal non-disclosure agreements because towns, planning boards are getting slammed across the country.
For what?
For disclosure.
Signing for doing non-disclosures. So
Oh,
I guess I can see the bonus of having them if you're a company coming in and you don't want to create havoc until you're sure, and then they pull
But
the
it's
trigger.
almost, but it's
We
almost
don't
It's not.
know.
It's not
It's almost like
transparent.
a public
We don't have any
communication.
non-disclosures. I mean, if it's,
No.
if it's in a meeting, it's a public meeting. It's.
Right,
it's-
but the boards of selectmen have signed them across the country.
I mean, if they told us not to say anything, we wouldn't.
yeah.
Do you remember
But
US
we do
Gen
not
was,
know. We do not know.
Millennium was really hush-hush US generating, that was really quiet.
Come on, don't talk about the town that way.
I was on Board of Health.
BGG was really quiet too. That was.
I mean, it really shouldn't matter who
Maybe
the
you're a little
corporation
quiet.
is, because
Right.
we're looking at
For a
what's,
while.
For a while.
That's right,
shouldn't really matter what the logo is if they
I agree,
define the use.
but yeah, the use was kept quiet.
And then one other update, the cell tower that's gonna be coming in.
Long Road.
He's gonna be calling me, he has a tentative, balloon test,
Oh, right.
but it's not,
Right, so it's still moving forward.
yeah, but he hasn't officially brought the
Yep.
site
I
plan,
hope
the
I can
special
see it
permit.
from my house.
But if this
Oh,
changes,
yeah.
I'll let you
See
know,
it from
but
your
this
house.
is his.
Oh,
I was gonna ask
won't
about
be
I can't see it
so
from my
excited
house.
About it. Oh, balloons.
No, I'd see it. No, I was.
So we wanna get that site plan in.
Yes, this should be on the town should be notified.
I want it to
right?
be official though, cause he was
Yeah.
gonna get back to me,
Let me know when it
Tomorrow.
is, and I'll put that on.
okay, okay,
The
when it's,
Charlton
Does it
Facebook
mean-
page. the-
You want that?
Yeah.
You need one?
What is this?
No, I
Cell phone
a
tower.
cell
Because
tower?
he just-
And they'll put a balloon up so you can see, so people can see what they're gonna
One
see
day
from a
shows the
location.
height.
4 hours.
You'll put a balloon, so you get, people worry
Oh,
about
oh,
their
see where the
info.
tower is, yeah, yeah.
People might worry
Did you get
about
one?
what they,
Is this the one that's gonna go through the
Did I-
Beagle
I-
Club? Beagle Club
no,
property?
bond. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it is.
It is,
Beagle Club.
it is.
Oh, you got, oh, no, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
4 hours on Saturday. Whichever Saturday that is.
I mean, I can get cell service inside the middle school now for town meetings,
I don't
and
know
I
if
can
you'll
play my
ever-
games without.
Ever get
Yeah, I
cell
can get
service.
cell service.
I can't get cell service
I
in
know,
the
you're
buildings
cool,
at all.
that's totally a dead
You don't
zone.
know?
It is, it's
Excellent.
The
needed.
cool people have, the Wi-Fi password for their middle school though.
That's how they get their service.
Right.
You hanging out with the cool kids?
No.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other business? No?
Nothing exciting coming through? How's Randy doing? Have you heard from him?
No.
No?
Hmm.
He's still out on leave. so.
Yeah.
And no communication or anything?
Did you expect it?
Yeah, I did,
I thought that he would, you know.
I did.
Go check and see
Out
if
on
there's
leave,
but
technically, he doesn't have to
can't.
check.
Yeah, I don't
email.
know
He doesn't
I don't
have
know
to
the
do
rules
anything.
if you're on.
If you're
or
out,
something
then,
like that.
yeah,
I-
most
Yeah.
of the times you're not allowed
you
to.
just- Yeah, so
You're
you
allowed,
just follow
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'll make motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.